turn this one off. I've seen this team play all year. We cannot turn this one off. And if you looked at the crowd shots when they showed USC people, they were all just like,
not again.
Oh, rolling their eyes like this is happening again.
I'll tell you what, though. For a first year, Lincoln Riley killed it.
Oh,
I mean, I know it didn't end the way we wanted to. It ended on 2 losses, the Utah loss and the Tulane loss, which are what people are going to remember. But remember at the beginning of the year, we were saying if he wins 10 games, he's going to be Prince of the City, and he won 11.
No, exactly.
And you tell me if I'm guilty of spur of the moment here. I think Caleb Williams is the best college quarterback I've ever seen. I think he's got Andrew Luck's arm with Vince Young's legs.
I've said it repeatedly. He's the best college football quarterback I've seen. I mean, all year.
For me,
his escapability is just
for
a joke.
me, it used to be Andrew Luck. Like, I watched that guy, and I thought, that guy's going to be a huge star in the NFL. I feel stronger about Caleb than I did about Luck because Caleb has Luck's arm strength, but he also doesn't. I mean, he has what Bobby Ross used to tell us. He has great evade.
Yeah,
you know,
great
he can
evade.
just if the whole rush is coming at him, you go, oh, he's dead. Just throw it away. And not only does he not throw away, he just runs around until one of his receivers gets open, and then he throws a laser to him.
He's pointing him over here. You go over there. Well, and then, I think I got you here.
And then when he throws it, you're like, that guy's not open. And the next thing you know, it's a touchdown.
Right, and you're 10 seconds into the play. All the patterns have broken down, and everybody's just running to an open spot.
And he did that. He threw for more yards than he ever has before in the Cotton Bowl.
500 plus and 5 touchdowns.
And did it on a bad hamstring.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm very anxious to see what he does next year.
Although I want to bring up something about Caleb Williams coming up next. Plus, John, are you familiar with the whole Nepo baby conversation?
No, I don't even know what it is.
We'll talk.
Also, I want to play. We
we got a bunch.
We
of stuff.
live in a world of gotcha. We live in a world where everybody wants to cancel people. A sports announcer, a play-by-play guy, said something. And I'm going to play it for you, and I want you to tell me if you think he can survive it.
Okay.
If you think he'll get a second chance. Right now, his status is suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
We'll play it for you, and we'll talk about whether or not he can survive it.
Okay. Mason and Ireland, 7:10 a.m.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Wednesday, Lakers back on the court tonight against the Heat at Crypto.com. Coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Sliwa, Michael Thompson, John Ireland. Have your play-by-play starting at 7 p.m. right here, the home of Lakers basketball, 710 ESPN. We're also your home of Mason and Ireland, and they continue right now.
Is this the Britney version? I would argue you cannot hear Britney in this.
Is that Elton John
Elton
singing?
John did her a solid. Said, "Why don't you sing Rocket Man with me?" This was her first number one hit.
Dancer.
Or Tiny Dancer with me, and we'll go to number one with it.
There's Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany's there. Good for Elton John.
It is very auto-tuned.
It's very auto-tuned. Very auto-tuned.
By the way, we're keeping one eye on this Damar Hamlin story, and he's still in critical condition, still sedated. One of the coolest things that's come out of this is he started a toy drive for underprivileged kids in Pittsburgh with a goal of raising $2,500. The Bills Mafia are famous for supporting charities when people are in need.
And in this case, I think it goes beyond. I think people all over the country.
Jim Irsay, the owner of the Colts, just gave him $25,000.
Yeah.
It's now up to $6.6 million.
Wow.
And I said this yesterday. I want him to wake up.
Yeah.
So someone can tell him that.
Sure.
I think news like that can boost your spirits.
Absolutely it can.
Yeah.
All right, so John, you found, and I saw this clip, is the guy the North Carolina State announcer?
Yes, and he's been there forever. Been there, veteran guy, been there 30 years now. If you listen to the show, you know that I'm a big second chances guy. I hate cancel culture. I hate to see people get fired or get canceled, but I know it happens. You tell me whether or not this guy can survive this gaffe. He was doing a score update about the Sun Bowl, which is played in El Paso, which is, of course, a border town.
Yes.
Here's how he gave the score.
One other bowl game involving an ACC team going on. That's the Sun Bowl. And amongst all the illegal aliens down in El Paso, it's UCLA 14 and Pittsburgh 6. That's with 11:15 to go in the second quarter.
Okay. Amongst all the illegal aliens, UCLA 14. Can he survive it? Amanda, I can hear Amanda through the glass. Just goes, no!
Because he can't.
What could be in his head that would... He has to be somebody who privately is talking about this a lot.
Right.
And it's spilled out over onto the air. It has no place in a ball game. It has no place on the college football scoreboard.
Yep.
This is not a gaffe. This is a choice.
Can I argue that because he didn't attack a specific person, he just made a blanket stupid statement that he should be allowed to apologize?
About the city of El Paso.
Right. That he should be allowed to apologize, get a month suspension next year to start the season and come back. Can I even argue that? I'm making the argument, and I don't necessarily think it holds any water.
I don't think you come back from that.
If I did it,
yeah,
I'd be gone, and there would be no recourse. But I'm always looking for ways for people to, kind of get a second chance and survive. And this guy apparently has been like on the air for 20 30 years. Something. Yeah. But it's bad.
That's terrible. What is in your head that you would say that?
Well, border security is obviously a huge political issue.
But not when I'm watching a game. I don't need to know.
That was listening to a game.
Yeah,
that was a radio game.
I don't know that there's a reason to talk about border security when you refer to the UCLA game in El Paso.
Right.
It's just not.
It's such an unnecessary left turn.
It's such an improper venue for that.
Right.
So
I don't know what the proper venue is. Maybe a political debate?
Correct. Yeah. Maybe. Does anybody... Bergman?
No.
Amanda, if one of us did that here, what's your response? What's your reaction?
I'm pretty sure this would go above me.
Right.
And I'm going to say you guys would be fired.
Yeah, I think so too.
At least suspended. I mean... But
he is suspended.
Yeah, he did get suspended.
But I think, I think you're right. I think you're fired.
This would fall in the lap of the two of you.
It would go above us.
Yes.
It would go above.
You guys, we would suspend you.
Something like that would go above us.
I think
There's no doubt. Like the company.
Yeah.
Like it would go up the chain.
And then you guys would be suspended to eventually be fired.
Yeah, right, but the game is not a place to say that.
Correct.
Despite of what.
Like it's one thing if he thinks that and believes that. But. Yeah, keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you can have that. There are
broadcast.
venues where you can have that debate.
Yeah, but that's just not the place for it.
Not a ball game.
Jorge, have you always worn glasses and I just didn't notice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you wear contacts a lot.
Well, I wear contacts, but
he's out of contacts.
I'm out of contacts. I brought my glasses back.
Yeah. You don't wear them very often, though, do you?
I don't.
He looks smart, doesn't he?
You do. You look good in them.
So
for
much
a change.
smarter.
Thanks, guys.
So much
Thanks.
smarter.
Yeah, he's wearing a trucker hat and he looks smart.
Yeah.
That's not a trucker hat.
It's like a fishing hat, right?
Just a hat.
It's just a hat with a fish on it.
No, it's just shark boxing. That's what it is.
Oh, it's a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fish hat.
Trucker hat. Whatever.
Trucker
I look
hat.
smart.
All right. So I wanted to, since we're talking about bowl games, I came across this note. They have a Cheez-It Bowl, John. A Cheez-It Bowl played between Oklahoma and State this past Thursday night. And I saw this tweet, which I think is interesting, from a reporter covering the game. Really valuable information. A Cheez-It Bowl representative told me last night that there is no such is a Cheez-It. 2 or more Cheez-It are called Cheez-It crackers, not Cheez-Its. So what do you think? Are you going to continue to call them Cheez-Its? I'm going to have a handful of Cheez-Its, or I'm going to have a handful of Cheez-It crackers.
First of all, who issued this for the Cheez-It Bowl?
Yeah, somebody from the Cheez-It Bowl.
They're an idiot. Here's why. The ultimate compliment is when the name of your product becomes the verb. In other words, I'm going to go
Kleenex.
I'm going to go Xerox something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to use a Kleenex.
Right.
A Q-tip.
Correct. You know, I'm sure
But from now on, I am going to call it Cheez-It crackers.
I'm not.
In honor of the company.
And why,
Bergman,
if
are you joining me in this crusade? Cheez-It crackers, not Cheez-Its.
No. I'm not joining you because it's ridiculous.
Oh, wait.
It's Cheez-Its.
Wait a minute. Back up. Robert Wilkins, thank you, listener to the show.
Okay.
They have already announced that Gary Hahn, the guy who said that.
Yes.
And we haven't played again. This is the comment we were talking about. This guy said this and was suspended immediately.
One other bowl game involving an ACC team going on. That's the Sun Bowl. And amongst all the illegal aliens down in El Paso, it's UCLA 14 and Pittsburgh 6. That's with 11:15 to go.
I just don't understand what he's doing.
I'm dumbfounded.
All right, so what you just heard led to an indefinite suspension. The suspension, according to a guy named Brian Murphy, who works at an NBC affiliate in Raleigh, says Hahn will return to NC State broadcasts on January 14th when he'll call a men's basketball game between NC State, a vehicle for him to return. Interesting.
Maybe did he apologize anywhere? I mean,
yeah, no, he did. He wrote some long tweets of apology. He said, I don't know, this was a mistake. This may have been the last game I will ever do.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time,
remember
if you say
when
it once,
Tom Brenneman, who was a network sportscaster for Fox and was also the voice of the Reds, got caught on doing a gay slur on an open mic. He was fired and has never voice of NC State football and men's basketball since 1991. So what's that, 31 years?
Yeah, but he obviously says it more than that. That wasn't the first time that he said that.
That's the part of it.
Probably the first time he said it on the air.
Well,
yeah.
sure, because you shouldn't say it.
This is something this guy talks about a lot. Otherwise, it doesn't spill out into his broadcast. Well, I mean, I guess.
All right, so here's some other comps. A 2-week suspension is, I'm reading this from Awful Announcing, which is a website. A 2-week suspension is shorter than some we've seen for college sports team broadcasters. In particular, Iowa broadcaster Gary Dolphin, also employed by Learfield, wound up missing several weeks in the entirety of the rest of the basketball season after comparing a black Maryland player to King Kong in 2019. But that was Dolphin's second suspension that season. His first was over a hot mic and was controversial. ESPN Cleveland's Tony Grossi missed several weeks after calling Baker Mayfield an effing midget in 2020.
On the air?
Yeah.
On a show?
Apparently.
On a game?
It's the same length of time Woj got for his FU email response to Senator Josh Hawley, and it's longer than many ESPN suspensions, which are never consistent.
Right.
So he survived it.
He survived
Interesting.
it. I won't.
I'm not going to try and make an open commentary on the border situation during
can't
a
imagine.
sports radio broadcast.
Yes. No.
So, Gary Hahn, consider yourself lucky.
Not going to do any subject. Not going to mention transgender rights on the game tonight.
Not coming up.
Yeah. Didn't think. All right. So I want to mention one thing about Caleb Williams, who.
Yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit was highly critical of Caleb Williams as they were getting ready for the game. I think they were at the Rose Bowl getting ready for the Rose Bowl game.
Okay.
And so there was
what specifically was he critical about?
The F Utah on his fingernails.
Okay.
That he did all year long. And let me tell you something.
Did he do it for like the opponent?
He did not
the opponent
do it
was
for Tulane, but he did it when they played Utah. He had F Utah painted on his fingernails. I watched. Did you watch Caleb's acceptance speech at the Heisman?
I thought I was really impressed by it.
What an unbelievably impressive guy that is! Because not only is he the best college football quarterback I've ever seen, he gave just a phenomenal acceptance speech where he was gracious and
I loved when he said we actually
humility.
played it. You were gone, but we played when he talked about the other three guys on the panel, and he basically said, he goes, "Hey, we've been through a lot together, the four of us." And he goes, "The only difference is you guys are going to the college football playoff, and I'm not.
Exactly.
So you can't win them all."
Yeah.
You got it, Jorge?
We've all been through this journey these past couple of days together. And I may be standing up here today, but y'all get to go to college football playoffs. Guess you can't win them all.
Yeah, I really like him. And by the way,
but I think that the painting the fingernails with F Utah or whatever other team he's playing is so far beneath him. It is so beneath him to do that. I find it to be really embarrassing. What are you? You're already.
It's not. I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. I wish DTR did it. I don't care whatsoever.
They don't paint that small. They can't make the letters that small.
Look, just because he has small hands, it's fine. But either way, who cares? Like, it's on your fingernails.
I'm kind of with
little tiny.
I'm kind of with Bergman.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Who
He's
cares?
What's wrong with being college? What's wrong with being classy? I watched
classy.
That guy
for
gave
him.
the classiest Heisman speech I can remember.
He's not walking up to the different players and being like, "Oh, look at my fingers! Look at my fingers!"
Everybody knew he painted F Utah on his
But he didn't
fingers.
actually
So wait,
know.
so you're expecting him to be classy and behave like he did when he won the Heisman all the time? Why can't he have a little fun?
Wait a minute.
He's a college kid.
I've worked with you for a long time. You've said the F word. You said the F word on TV twice.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm not competing with anybody for something, and I'm
yes,
not.
we are. We're
I'm not
competing with 570 every day.
I'm not painting my fingernails saying F570. I'm not doing that.
I can do that?
I saw that. Tomorrow.
No,
go ahead.
I think it's lame. I
we're on
hope he stops doing it. I know your opinion. You're just taking the other side for the
No,
F
absolutely
of it.
not.
I
Not
just don't
absolutely
think
not.
it's as big of a deal as you do.
I don't think it's a big deal in the
Kirk
slightest.
Herbstreit really went off on him.
Well, I mean, Kirk Herbstreit's trying to be like, kumbaya, we're all in this together, blah, blah, blah. The truth is, when you're playing Utah, F Utah.
Yeah, well, they effed us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't guarantee you're going to win.
Twice.
But if it fires up your teammates, I wouldn't do it because I always think it's stupid to give
the other side
bill. Matter of fact, when I played against
Cam Rising talked about it after the Utah game, said we knew he did it. And
he left.
Screw him.
He said, no, he didn't say screw him.
Yeah, he said, I
don't care. He can do whatever he wants. He wants to paint his
us.
nails. He can paint his nails. He didn't care.
When I was in high school and I played against a guy that was better than me, I'd always kill him with kindness. I go, "Hey, man, congrats on a great season.
Yeah.
You guys are just killing it. I hope we can give you a game tonight." And the guy would look at me like, "Why is this guy being nice to me?"
Right.
And I'd tap him and say, "Good luck." And we'd play. And I figure, now this guy's not motivated to dump 50 on me.
Yeah, right, right.
I don't know how much it helped, but it didn't hurt.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking, watching one of these Lakers games over the last couple of weeks, that LeBron has developed sort of he's got a little bit of that old Jim Brown, get up really slow and make it look like you really took a shot. And then the next thing you know,
just unloads
go
on you.
on fire.
Right.
He's got a lot of that. And I thought, especially in that, the games all blended together. One of the games he was dancing. I think it was the Charlotte game he was dancing.
Well, he's had 11 games in a row. He's been, only once he's been below 30.
Yeah.
And I think he's got 3 games where he's above 40. And he's just been... I'm really sad he's not playing tonight.
Yeah, it is too bad.
Because this would have been a really, really good game. Might still be. You never know. But it'd be different if LeBron and AD were playing. If LeBron and AD were playing, it's a rematch of the finals 2 years ago.
Yes.
When
yes.
the Lakers beat Miami in 6 games.
Okay, so it is January the 5th. Do I have that right?
4th.
January the 4th?
Yeah.
A little ahead of myself there. You know what that means, John.
Oh, no. Not another life reboot.
I've got a totally different life reboot this year.
Oh, boy.
I've never done this one before. You've never heard this one before. Do you have any life reboots?
No.
Do you guys have anything?
No one, especially you, ever sticks to
I'm
these.
happy with my 26.2 BMI. I'm good.
26.2 BMI, exactly. Bergman, any life reboots?
No, I'm actually going to do one thing. I'm
Okay,
gonna
hold it. We'll talk about it coming up next.
Sorry.
Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
Another sprint, another step, another day, another breath.
And without Rafael Devers' athletic prowess.
I just said to Mason, Rafael Devers just signed an 11-year, $330 million contract. I was born at the wrong time. Yeah. And Mason says, yes, and without his talent.
Born at the wrong time.
Yeah, I don't ever put you and Rafael Devers together.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has.
You'd have a Rafael Devers contract.
No.
So
Michael was telling me the other day, Michael will be along at some point today because we got a game tonight, but was telling me that his rookie year, when he was the number one overall pick in the draft, he made $250,000. Now I think the number one overall pick makes $10 million.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now he was born at the wrong time. You were not.
But Clay was born at the right time.
The right time.
Clay's got a $200 million contract
on the money. So, John, I use New Year's always as a way to look back at the previous year and think about goals and aspirations for the coming year. I think a lot of people do this. I think New Year's resolutions have a bad rap because I think you can make changes, especially at this time of year. So last year, my goal was to get to 190 pounds.
Okay. How close did you get?
I got as low as 203. Okay. That's respectable. I started at 217. I got down to 203.
Okay.
This year, I'm not going to make it weight related.
Okay.
My New Year's resolution is to do 300 yoga classes in 2023.
How many did you do in 2022?
Maybe 15, 20. I did not have a good year for yoga.
Okay.
I've already done 5 so far in 2023.
I always feel
My
better
goal is
after
to get to 300.
I always feel better after I do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And every time I do it and I feel better after I do it, I say, why don't I do it more? And then I get sent on the road for 6 weeks.
I figure if I'm doing it, I don't want to make it a weight-related goal because I figure if I'm doing it, that will come naturally, and I'm not going to be fixated on that. But, Bergman, what about you and your Peloton? 300 rides in 2022. Oh, really?
Zero chance I'll get 300 rides.
Come on,
I can make it something like 100 rides.
Oh, please.
100 rides? That's easy.
Aren't there
No, it's
clothes
not easy.
hanging off that thing
There
right
are
now?
no clothes on it. I go every morning. Not every morning, but I was going
When
every
is
morning
the
with Nick
last
Riley.
morning you did it?
Probably about 2 weeks ago with Nick Riley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last year.
I go
last year.
every morning.
2022.
It was. We were going every morning for a little while, but it hasn't. But no, what I want to do is instead of watching stupid videos on YouTube or Facebook Watch or whatever it is before I go to sleep, I want to read instead.
Wow.
Read?
Yes, I do. I read a lot.
What are you going to read?
What's the last thing you read?
Pamphlets?
Pamphlets? No.
Pop-up books?
No. The last book I read it was called Finding Hephaestus.
Scratch and sniff.
No.
You guys are stupid.
What was your last book?
Hop
it was,
on
It was
Pop?
called Finding Hephaestus.
Finding Nemo?
What the hell is Finding Hephaestus?
You can't even
This
pronounce
is
it, let
ridiculous.
alone
it's
read
hard
it.
It's hard to say the word,
let
but it is.
me just say, in Bergman's defense, he does read a lot of complicated science fiction-y kind of stuff. Is that?
I do read some of that, but this one's not. This is about a woman that finds out that she has superpowers and becomes a villain. So
Right.
and goes through that. And how she
You
turns into
recommended a
villain.
book to me this last year. Green Eggs and Ham, which I
God,
read,
you guys
and
are
I
so
thought it
dumb.
was
I don't- like,
fantastic.
This is hilarious. Oh
Eggs
yeah, Greg
were
the dumb
green.
guy. It's really funny. It's same joke as it's been for the last 7 years.
My New Year's resolution: keep it up. Just keep it up. So well, good. I hope you do read more books, Bergman.
I read plenty. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you read books, John?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the last one. You know what I'm reading right now? I just started it. The Matthew Perry's biography that he wrote. About his.
You read a lot of biographies.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah.
You read the HBO book, John.
Yeah, it took me like 2 years to read that
Oh yeah,
book.
the HBO book was.
It's like 1,100 pages.
Oh, it was. Yeah, there's
It's
no
good,
way.
though.
I don't need to know that much about it.
Well, that guy, that writer, James Andrew Miller, did a deep dive on HBO, did a deep dive on ESPN,
Yep.
did the book on Saturday Night Live,
Yep.
did a deep dive. So all his books are really good.
Yeah.
They're just long.
Long. I literally and I always have a piece of fiction going, but I will. This is so immature. I will go through, if it's over 350 pages, I will not read it. I have to read books that are less than 350 pages, because otherwise it gets very discouraging. I also like
One
books
fish,
with
two fish, red fish, blue fish.
I always like books with very
fun of me
short
for Dr.
chapters.
Seuss, but-
Like
Are You
short
My Mother?
chapters. Is that her game?
No, these are all Dr.
Oh,
Seuss
are they?
books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they're like
reading that
this.
with Mike there right now.
They're like this big. Yeah.
So you told me, John, that I would have no problem unloading my college football national championship game.
I still
tickets.
believe that. The game's Monday.
Oh, really?
You want me to buy them from you?
Yeah,
What's face value?
$2,500.
Will you sell them to me for face?
Yeah.
Why? What are like? There's no Georgia fans looking to.
You know, it's friggin' TCU. Some off-brand school gets to the national championship game,
They're
and all
not
of a sudden you
willing- 'cause
lose half
have,
your
You have really good seats. What if you sold them today? What would you get?
$2,500 face.
You did face.
Yeah.
That's it. No, the demand's got to be going up.
No,
at some point.
It's not.
Really?
You really want to buy?
I'm gonna do a quick little bit of research.
Do a little
here.
research.
I'm going to StubHub. I can't believe that. I mean, because your seats are really good.
The reason I bought them is because SC was one win away from getting into the college football playoff. I thought, boy, 2 years in a row, I'm going to be for the Rams Super Bowl, then for USC winning the national title. Unfortunately, they did not. Now we've got this off-brand TCU school going to the national championship game where I'm sure they are going to get just wrecked.
Well, did you see the spread?
14, right?
Yeah. What's the right side of that game?
I don't know. I got to dump a thing of water on somebody to actually be able to say.
Okay, so see tickets, 4:30 on Monday. I'm going to be, where am I going to be? I'm going to be in Denver.
Yeah.
How many tickets do you want? You have two.
I have
right?
two, yep.
Okay. All right. Individually, are they $2,500 each?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and what section are you in?
I'm in section 121. Section 121.
Okay. So
121,
I'm trying to find your
tickets.
section.
I can
I
definitely
see. Wait, 121 in the end zone? You're not normally in the end zone.
Oh, you know what? I have that wrong. I'm in C115. C115.
All right, C115 is like right on the 10, 20-yard line,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No,
Okay.
it's a good seat. It's a good seat.
All right. So $2,500 per ticket?
Yes.
So $5,000 total.
Yes.
You're right. They're going for $1,800.
Yep.
Wow.
Man, if this had been Ohio State, Michigan, I would have made bank on this. Would have made bank. Now I'm going to have to settle for.
Yeah, there is. I mean, there are very few. See, you're in 115, and
Yeah.
you're in row 1, right?
Row 1.
Okay, row 2 is selling for $2,572.
So we're right there. We're positioned at face right now.
Yeah.
So go buy my tickets.
Now, where do you have them up?
Ticketmaster.
Okay.
Yeah, Ticketmaster. Are you on StubHub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you're in row 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, on StubHub right now, row section C115, row 1. So this is right next to you.
Yep.
2 tickets, $3,800 each.
Okay.
But they're not sold yet.
Right.
Okay. And row
It's such a pain in the ass to try to sell
row
stuff.
5 is there's 2 out there for $7,500 each.
That's ridiculous. But it's hard because you got to put it up at a price and then hope it sells at that price, and then you've got to lower it if you think you're not going to get it, and then lower it a little bit. It's really a pain in the ass to be able to sell tickets like that. So I'm not going to be in this position anymore. Although I do have 2 Taylor Swift tickets I'm going to sell.
You're not going to go?
I've got 2.
Sell them to. Wait,
I have a total of 4 tickets.
Sell them to Emily.
They're expensive.
Oh,
yeah,
I think she has tickets.
Yeah,
actually.
she has tickets.
Greg, doesn't Emily have tickets to go
Yes.
see Taylor
No,
Swift?
I can make bank on Taylor Swift. That girl fills up. She's filled. You know, the last time I was at SoFi, I thought, man, Taylor Swift has sold this out for 5 consecutive nights. That's how big she is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No, I'm going to make bank on those.
Yeah, if Taylor Swift or Adele shows up, Michael Roth told me once, who is the PR guy for Crypto.com Arena, that the toughest ticket for him, like when his phone rings the most, is Taylor Swift or Adele. That's when he hears from everybody and their mother to try and get him in.
Adele, yeah.
Yeah, and Adele played for like 16 nights.
And she did she really hear?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me if do you think this is true? Is she good live?
Adele?
Yeah.
Lisa went and
I've
loved
heard
it.
she's not good live.
No, Lisa said she's great.
Really?
Now, the one thing you need to know about Adele is all of her songs, all of them, are about heartbreak. She has no feel-good songs.
Right.
They're all about, you have screwed me. We could have had it all, you know.
We could have had it all.
And you ruined it, and you left me.
Someone like you, someone else, someone
Hello,
like you.
it's me. Why did you dump me? You know.
Well, she's working on her new album right now.
Which is called... Hey, Michael's here.
Which is called All About Rich Paul. That's what it's called.
Poor Rich Paul.
Rich Paul's going to have a whole album written about him.
Yeah, the waitress in Orlando named Adele.
Adele?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. You are?
I'm always glad when Michael is here. Always glad.
This is your New Year's resolution to be happy to see me?
Yeah, I'm Michael. Am I ever not happy to see
Michael,
you? You fake it pretty well.
Hey, if I get fired,
Yeah.
do you think they'll welcome you onto this show?
See the boss over there? Are you kidding me? No way.
Well, wait a minute.
I had to beg Amanda to let me just walk.
I trust Boss Amanda to make the right choice of my next partner if something happens to
If
you.
you could choose of all the people who fill in, who would it be?
Oh, of anybody that fills in?
Well, but he could cast a wider net. It wouldn't have to be somebody.
Yeah,
who
no,
fills
I
in.
mean, John Ireland is irreplaceable. He's a national treasure.
Having said that, Ron the dog would be in here
Ron
on
the
Monday.
dog.
Ron the dog.
Yeah, no, Michael, I would love to do a show with you.
Me?
Oh,
Permanently?
yeah. Oh, sure.
You could put up with me questioning everything you say?
Yeah, I can put up with that. Ireland questions most of what I
Yeah,
say.
that's true. He's used to it.
Between Ireland and Bergman,
Yeah.
they don't believe anything.
You couldn't have one of the Kamenskis. You just bully
Hey,
them.
Yeah,
what'd
exactly.
you do to LeBron? I thought that spending the extra night in
know.
Charlotte was going to get LeBron all ready for this
Exactly.
game
All
tonight, and
rested.
now he's out.
I know. He must have walked by me when I was sick.
Yeah, Michael was sick last week, but the whole plane was kind of sick.
Yeah, my mom's got COVID right now.
Is it
Wow.
now? Did they put her on Paxlovid?
Yeah, they put her on Paxlovid.
First time
She'll feel
she's got
better.
it?
First time, yeah. and she's 80. That one scared me.
Yeah.
Almost everybody I know's had it, except Amanda. Amanda, you never got COVID, did you?
Knock on wood, I have not had it.
Stu Lance hasn't got it. His wife hasn't gotten it. Doug Mann, our statistician, hasn't gotten it.
Yeah, my parents haven't gotten it either.
Yeah, Doug is vigilant about like wearing a mask.
He wears it in the shower.
Does he wear it in the shower? Yeah, can't be too careful.
Well, his wife has some health issues, so I think that's part of it, too.
Yeah. All right, coming up next for you, Michael Thompson. Hey, by the way, Clay had a huge night the other night, huh?
Clay says he's feeling good.
Exactly. And Ireland's got 5 TV shows that are apparently among the best of the year that he has not seen.
I haven't seen any of them.
I have seen 4 of them. I know Bergman has watched the others. So we'll talk about that coming up next, too. Michael Thompson hanging out. Mason and Ireland, 7.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
So, Michael Thompson, you got to watch out in 2023 because at some point somebody could dump a cup of water on your head.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
a cup of water or a bucket.
We're not doing a bucket.
A cup.
No, we're not doing a bucket. Just a cup of water.
But like it's a small bucket, we'll say.
A small bucket.
Yeah.
A pail.
I'll bring in a
cup is not enough.
A pail.
No, I'll bring in a pail that I think you guys will be happy with.
Yeah, we have to agree on the size.
Yeah,
of
I will
the
bring
pail.
it in
The
Friday.
size and scope of the pail.
I will bring it in Friday, and I think you'll find this pail. It's a small bucket.
Yes,
like the kind the kids play with on the sand when they make it the sand track.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do it this week.
Are you?
I'm going to do it. Okay. I'm going for it.
Okay.
Bring a bucket and a mop.
Or just somebody you know?
It's going to be somebody here at the station.
It's going to be somebody at the station, but it can't be somebody on this show.
No, that leaves me out. I'm on the show.
No, no, you would be eligible. It can't be. It can't be Jorge, Greg. Oh, now I'm thinking we're going to do it to the same guy. And I'm not here. I'm doing the show from home tomorrow. Well, except sleep will make go crazy.
Yes, no, Sliwa may not.
But how could you tell if you went crazy? I'm gonna get you. You just can't tell. I'm really pissed.
I'm so angry.
Exactly.
I did Sliwa a big favor last week.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I took his bet. I wore the Kings jersey.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
I told, hey, Slee, I got you off the hook. He's like, thanks. I got no reaction to it at all.
Mr. Spock.
Mr. Spock.
That's right. No emotion.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really nice thing I did. He was completely unimpressed by it.
What does he sound like in the throes of passion?
Well, let's not.
Moving on.
Mase. Barometer's rising.
Barometer's rising. Yeah, you knew a weather guy.
We knew a weather guy, and one of my wife's friends hooked up with him. And when they hooked up, the guy said in the middle of the throat space, "Barometer's rising."
He said that?
And the girl said she had to bite the pillow to keep from laughing.
Hey, maybe some ladies like that kind of talk.
It's raining outside. Just as
Hey, we need it. We need about 6 months of this kind of weather.
Okay.
Well, you're getting it.
So now it's not just rainstorm. They're calling it an atmospheric river. I saw an atmospheric river watch today. We have to
I've heard
name
that before.
everything. Have you?
I've heard that.
Are
name
you
before.
familiar with that?
Atmospheric
mean,
river.
It's
watch.
atmospheric
it's a lot
river
of-
watch. It's rain.
Yeah,
It's
a lot
rain.
of water.
It's
in the
just
atmosphere.
raining.
A lot of water in the atmosphere flowing through the jet stream.
Wait, okay, let me just point out. There is water in the atmosphere.
Yes.
Every cloud is filled
Right.
with. It's made
Water
of
vapor.
water. So why do we need an atmospheric river?
Because now it's turning into
Get
actual
me
liquid.
Johnny Mountain. I want answers.
Yeah, I love that meteorological stuff.
Is Johnny Mountain still in the air? I don't think so. I think he retired.
Dallas
I think Dallas
Reigns.
Reigns still is.
Get Dallas Reigns.
Were you the one who was dumb enough to believe that was his real name?
Yeah. Dallas Reigns was a backup quarterback at Florida State.
He was at Florida State. I'm not sure he was a quarterback.
I think he was a quarterback.
But didn't you argue on the air once that Dallas Reigns was his real name, and we looked it up?
I'm still not sure that it's not.
even
I'm still
close.
not sure that it's not his real name.
Wait, he's a weatherman, and his name is Dallas Reigns?
Sure. It's like Roman Reigns. He's reigning in the WWE.
Okay.
Dallas Reigns.
I've
Okay,
got
here we
to
go.
sing up.
Florida State University.
So
Backup
Dallas
quarterback.
Reigns' real name, Reigns was born as Kevin Feinstein in Georgia, United States.
Kevin Feinstein.
So if Kevin Feinstein
Sounds like he should
sounds like Dallas Reigns, then you're 100%
Sounds
right.
like he should be on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I mean, look, I could be wrong. It could be Kevin Feinstein. I don't know. It just depends on how he goes about it.
Dallas.
Dallas. I like
Get me
it.
Dallas Reigns.
I'll get you Kevin Feinstein.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. MT, we saw Clay went off this week, huh?
Yeah, he's getting better, getting more and more comfortable, getting his legs under him better and better. So I expect that kind of performance to continue.
Yeah.
Not 50 a game, but at least looks like his shot is back.
So no LeBron tonight. Is Jimmy Butler playing tonight, John?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tyler
think
Hero.
everybody's playing for Miami. I mean, everybody played for Miami against the Clippers. Duncan Robinson's out, but he wasn't really in the rotation anyway.
Yeah.
really
Well,
wasn't.
Westbrook will go for 30, 10, and 10 tonight. That's not
And that's how we'll win. We'll ride
Sure.
Westbrook to
See,
the
that's
win.
the thing about it, Mace. When your stars are out, the role
Did you
players.
see what happened in Oklahoma City last
Yeah,
night?
the role players now figure like Ireland was saying, here's my chance.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and play. There's nothing to lose. And all of a sudden you start playing great.
All right, so Mace, you
Yeah.
seriously have seen 4 of those 5 TV shows?
I have.
So, Michael, this website, coed.com, said, here are the 5 best shows from 2022 on TV. The first one is a show called The Old Man on Hulu. Have you seen that one, Mace?
Great. I have. I watched season 1.
Jeff Bridges I like, but I haven't seen it.
Jeff Bridges.
Oh,
John,
it's a series.
John Lithgow was in it.
Okay.
Is that on TV or is it on your laptop?
That is
Well, it's on Hulu.
On
so
Hulu.
you gotta-
Yeah, I did. By the way, didn't love the show. I watched season 1. I did not watch season 2.
All right, The Righteous Gemstones looks good to me, but I've never seen it.
Friggin' hilarious. The
And
Righteous
Danny
Gems-
McBride's on that, right? The guy who played
Danny
Eastbound
McBride.
and Down.
John Goodman.
Who played, what was Kenny Powers?
Kenny Powers, yep.
Yeah.
John Goodman and Adam Devine, and then this hilarious
And they're
actress.
like on religious TV people, right?
They're religious,
Like Jim and Tammy Baker.
preachers
Yeah.
who are really in it for themselves.
All right, The Bear on FX.
Got to tell you, probably my favorite show this year.
All right, what's the elevator pitch for that show? What's it about?
Elevator pitch is this guy who's working in like Michelin-starred restaurants in New York, like fancy chef. His brother dies, and he comes back home to run the family restaurant. And
Okay.
it's the story of the way he sort of changed that restaurant and turned it into something great. The actor is fantastic. I think he's nominated for awards and stuff, but it's on Hulu. It's called The Bear. It is great.
Okay, here's a show that not only have I never seen, I've never heard of. The Peacemaker, or just Peacemaker.
Bergman, you watched Peacemaker, right?
Peacemaker was fantastic.
All right, what's that
it was
about?
so good. It's
It's
basically
on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's a superhero show, but it's the DC universe,
Oh,
and it's
God.
it's John Cena, and he is amazing. He is
oh my
so
God.
funny.
Not flying around?
He is so
Now here's
so funny.
The number one show, the one they say is the best show of the year. Everybody's told me to watch. I just have never gotten around to watching it, and that's Barry.
So friggin' good.
With
Very funny.
with
John Hader.
Henry Winkler, and not John Hader,
right.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, yeah.
And
and
that is a hitman who wants to be a comedian, right?
Hitman who wants to be an actor.
Okay.
Hitman who wants to be an actor. And, John, I'm not kidding you. The show,
And it's been on for 3 years.
The
3
show
seasons.
during season 3 turned into kind of a Breaking Bad vibe.
Really?
It started out really funny, then it started to get really dark, and Hader's doing another season of it where he's directing every episode and is basically going to turn it into something that looks like Breaking Bad.
But it used to be, I had seen everything. Why is it an invalid list?
It's a flawed list, invalid list, two best shows on TV. The only two shows I watch.
Bonanza, Gunsmoke.
Well, that's in my spare time. I do still follow those.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Bonanza and the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, the Andy Griffith Show.
Gunsmoke, it's all right. But Young Sheldon and Ghosts.
You watch Ghosts?
Oh, yeah, Ghosts is funny.
Yeah,
I
haven't seen
those are both network shows.
Yeah, on CBS.
On CBS.
Thursday nights. They're great.
I always wonder who watched
You guys never watched Got Down into Young Sheldon?
My mom loves Young Sheldon.
Yeah, Young Sheldon is brilliantly written, man. It's great.
Never seen it.
My daughter Riley loves Young Sheldon.
Yeah,
she wants to watch it every night.
It is great the way they write it out and the family drama and how Sheldon's a young genius in college at 13 years of age. It's amazing.
I was at my mom and Leo's house last year, and they put on Young Sheldon, and they've got the subtitles going. The subtitles are always on the screen. It's like you need subtitles for Young Sheldon.
My mom watches TV with subtitles, and her hearing is fine.
Yeah, my mom
what is with old people and subtitles?
I don't know. Do other people do it, or is it just old people?
Amanda, do your parents watch TV with subtitles?
They do not.
It's distracting.
Yeah,
you're reading
I agree.
instead of watching.
Yeah, you're not paying attention to what's actually going on.
And
you're
my
paying
mom just
attention
said
to
she
reading.
watched like 100 episodes of some foreign show that had all subtitles.
Well, you got to do that.
I'd be out in 2
good
minutes.
Good for her. She's out there getting smart. Myrna's smart.
I know a lot of people that watched it during Game of Thrones just because
it
was
gets so garbled.
It was
and
exactly so you can actually see.
Oh,
and
you
understand
didn't watch
what
House
he's
of the
saying.
Dragon.
Okay, speaking of garbled, did you see that J.J. Watt presser?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so J.J. Watt announced his retirement last week, and one of the players on his team had just had his wisdom teeth pulled, and I'll let JJ take the story from there.
I'll tell you the best story. This is by far the best, hands down, without a question. So I posted the tweet yesterday, and then I just kind of put my phone down because I knew it would be crazy. But I'm scrolling through it, and there's this number that I don't recognize that FaceTimes me. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to answer a FaceTime I don't know. So I just let it go to voicemail, and then I get a text from that number. And it's a voice memo. And I'm like, who is this number? So I play the voice memo, and I wish I could play it so bad.
You'll hear it coming
so
up.
bad. I'm going to ask him.
We're
I'm going to ask him
play
if I can later. I don't want to now. And it is like incoherent, complete incoherence. And it's, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I literally thought it was like distorted from the phone. So 10 seconds later, a picture comes through. And it's Jesse Luketa, our rookie outside linebacker, and he has like cotton balls in both his mouths. He just got his wisdom teeth out. He's high off his ass. He has no clue what he's doing. And he sent, like, in the message, it says, like, JJ, I just heard you're retiring. All I want is a jersey at the end of the season.
JJ, I need a season. I need a signed jersey, JJ. That's all I wanted to call and tell you. That's all. Bye, JJ.
Bye, JJ.
Why would you leave someone a voice memo when you got caught in
a jersey?
Masa.
He was still high on it.
I just want paper cups. Get me some paper cups. What you call Grubhub.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
And he just randomly leaves him.
Yeah.
By the way, have you guys ever left a voice memo for somebody?
No,
I don't think I ever have.
There's one person I get voice memos from. It's my friend Tom Looney, who I hear pop up on the radio all the time.
He's great.
Great guy. He sends me voice memos all the time. Nobody else ever sends me voice memos.
Yeah, I never get them either. Voice memo is you would leave a voice. It's like a voicemail.
Oh,
I would speak into this, record it,
like
and then send it to you. It's a text
for
in
the
audio
voice.
form.
Yeah.
No, I don't get those.
Well, Bill McDonald almost exclusively FaceTimes. Like
no!
He doesn't call you. He will FaceTime you.
I hate that. I hate to FaceTime. I never want to FaceTime.
You don't want people to look at you?
No, I don't. I don't. First of all, number one, don't call me. I don't want to talk to you on the phone.
Sound like Stu Lance.
Number two, don't call me with pictures because I don't want to see you on the phone.
Tell him what Stu does to Billy when he does that.
Oh, does he even answer?
No, he answers, but he puts the phone to the ceiling.
Oh, so, does he hold it up like that? Why does Billy Mack FaceTime everybody?
That's his thing.
That's his thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll occasionally FaceTime
the other thing
with
is,
my mom.
And Billy
who lives
is
out.
the only guy I know that I think he's the only guy on my phone that does this. He's unlisted. So if your phone rings,
he's blocked. You don't know.
No, his phone rings. It says unknown number. So I never answer it. And then
Right.
he'll leave me a message, or maybe that's why he always FaceTimes, because he's afraid. Wonder why he unlists his number.
Why don't you just put Billy Mack when he calls you?
I do, but when he calls me,
Even though you have him on the phone, it still comes up unknown number.
Correct.
Oh wow.
He's got it set up.
He's got
that
power.
way. Yeah.
That's a power.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I the best way to reach me by phone is to text me. I do not want to talk to people on the phone.
Do you ever leave voicemail messages for anybody?
If I try to call somebody, like if I try to call my mom, for example, and she doesn't pick up, I'll just send her a text that says, tried calling. That's it.
She's the only one you'll call on the phone, your mother?
Pretty much. I'll call my two brothers.
Just family members. You're
Just
not going to
family
talk to
members.
friends.
I'm never going to talk to Ireland on the phone. Have we? When was the last time we talked on the phone?
Very rarely, maybe 2-3 times a year.
Bergman once in a great while.
So Amanda, your boss, knows not to call you on the phone.
Yes, she does.
No, if Amanda,
if a
Amanda's
boss
very
Amanda
good.
popped up on my phone, I would.
Amanda's very good with that.
I would FaceTime her. I would. She
I
would
will,
Zoom me.
Amanda.
She
I
could-
always answer the phone when you call because I know you rarely call, so it's got to be something important.
Yeah, that's the only time I would ever call is if I needed something like immediately.
Now,
but
the funny
otherwise,
Right, but if you want me to Microsoft Teams you or Zoom you or WebEx Cisco you or any of those things, I will always.
you'll hang up in the middle
Yeah,
though when
exactly.
you get mad at something that I say.
Amanda butt FaceTimed me the other
Oh,
day.
I did butt FaceTime him.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I hearing a voice in my pocket?
Picture in
Is
of
that
her
just
pants?
a picture of my butt?
Yeah.
By the way,
it was so weird.
When you're FaceTiming, I would argue that you really only look at yourself. When I FaceTime, when I have FaceTimed, you don't look at the big picture. You're looking at the little picture because it's like, I want to
wish-
see what I look like right now.
I know there's a way to do this. Trudell showed me how to do it once, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out. But I wish I could record the FaceTimes I do with my mom. So what'll happen is my mom will call me and she'll say, my TV's not working.
Yep.
And I'll say, okay, hang up. I'm going to call you back on FaceTime, and I'm going to walk you through it. So
Screen record. Yeah.
I'll call her back on FaceTime. 9 times out of 10, she can't figure out how to answer it, and it's just like answering a normal call.
Right.
And so once we go do that dance, I'll get her, and I'll say, okay, point the phone towards the TV.
Yes.
And she doesn't know how to do that. So I'll just keep looking at her. And she goes, okay, it's pointing towards the TV. Oh, I'm still looking at you. And she goes, no, I've got it pointed towards the TV. I go, then you need to hit the flip button. She goes, which one's
good
the
luck
flip
with the
button?
flip button.
It
Yeah.
takes 20 minutes to get to the point of where I can explain it to her. And then I'll get it. She'll go, oh, I never thought of that. It's like,
Yeah.
I've dragged her kicking and screaming into the technological age.
Well, but she got there.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
She does everything now. She does Amazon Prime.
Facebook?
Oh, yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, it's skewering for older people.
Yes,
now.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. All right, coming up next for you, is it Bobcat or is it what's up?
It is
Fool?
still Bobcat. It is
I thought we
still
changed
Bobcat.
it to-
We will be changing it
Okay.
next week, but we have to.
All right.
We'll do it
All right.
soon.
Okay,
It's Bobcat.
It'll
still.
change soon. So Bobcat.
What's
is
up, fool?
coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPN LA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPN LA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPN LA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
But first, have you followed Corporate Greg at his new Instagram?
Corporate Greg.
That's right. The other one got hacked. So the new one is corporate_Greg. Follow now, follow often.
Corporate Greg.
But now it is time for that Bobcat.
Bobcat.
It's time for Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat time. Take it away, Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
Thank you very much, Chris and Amanda. All right, so Donovan Mitchell went for 71 the other night, a top 10 scoring output all time in the NBA. It's pretty crazy. But he was immediately drug tested the next day. The NBA has 4 random drug tests per year for every NBA player and 2 in the offseason. This one didn't seem random at all, though. So what do you think of the NBA's drug testing policy, and is this okay in your mind to do to drug testing?
Well, it doesn't sound like it was random. If he
No
dropped
way.
if he dropped 71 and then the
And
next
then
thing
they
you know,
said,
hey,
fill up the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been a Donovan Mitchell fan since his rookie year. I knew he had that club in his bag. He went off against us this year, Michael, in that
Sure
game
did.
against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Dropped 40 on us like it was nothing. So I would have been very surprised if he failed a drug test. There are other guys in the league that you'd think, that guy looks pretty built. You know?
Right.
But Donovan Mitchell is not that guy.
Yeah, not accidental that it I mean, let's face it, you go to the Olympics, you get tested if you win. Although there is one additional random person, but you basically get tested when you win. So you go off for 71.
Yeah. Well,
I guess you get tested.
Greg, are you against drug testing athletes?
No, but if it's supposed to be random and you get one the day after you score 71, that's kind of not
Yeah,
random.
that's like not the definition of random.
Right. As long as it's happening random, that's fine. But if not the day after,
Maybe
it was
his
like
day.
who was it? It was Alex Caruso when he posted a picture of being all built up, and the next day he got a drug test a couple years ago. It's just not random.
That's okay. I don't mind. If they have a suspicion, go ahead, drug test me. I got nothing to hide.
Although it's supposed to be random.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
So maybe it was. Maybe it's just coincidental.
Oh,
that
come on, Michael. Stop
you
it.
guys are so
The night
suspicious
he went
about
for
everything.
71.
So what?
The night he went for 70. In other words, one random drug test a year. It happens to be
if
the
he'd have
night he
got-
goes for 71.
So if he'd have got 41, that would have been okay then?
He wouldn't have gotten tested.
He would. Yeah, no. Bergman's saying he wouldn't have gotten it tested.
Maybe he would have. Maybe it was his time. They just do it randomly. Everybody gets
I
it.
don't think it's an accident, Michael. I don't think it's an
I don't
accident.
care. I'm glad they drug tested them. Drug test them all.
Yeah.
Get drugs out of sports as much as you can.
What's up, fool?
All right, we'll move on from that. So I just saw this and got really excited. Hulu released their first stills of History of the World Part 2, and it is directed by Mel Brooks. I love the first one, and I think you guys did too. I'm not sure, but Mel Brooks is one of my favorite directors of all time too. I need to watch it again now. But what did you think of the original History of the World Part 1, and what's your favorite Mel Brooks
I
movie?
present to you these 15 drops the slate.
Yep.
10 commandments. No,
I love my subjects. Pull.
Yeah, anything Mel Brooks, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm a huge Mel Brooks fan. His best movie,
Blazing
Saddles. Although
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein is really, really good. Anything with Madeline Kahn in it,
Yeah.
like Young Frankenstein, is fantastic. Supposedly they're making number 3, right? Aren't they making History of the World Part 2?
Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. They released the stills of History of the World Part 2.
Yeah, he's 99 years old and he's doing this.
Good for him.
Is he 99 now?
Yeah, Mel Brooks, 99.
What's up, fool?
That didn't really go anywhere, did it?
Yeah.
No, I was hoping it would.
Okay, so it's been raining lately, and Brenda and I went to Disneyland for New Year's Day. There, we ran into a woman from Spain. Her name is Sonia, and she was asking us about a certain toy that we had bought Maite. So she said she was here for the rest of the week, and it's been raining.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on vacation somewhere where weather or something changes your plans, and how have you dealt with it?
When I got my anniversary was 2 days ago, January 2nd, and when we got married, we went straight to Cancun, and it rained the whole time we were there.
Must have been an omen on your marriage.
Yeah. No. It was good because think about it. On a honeymoon, you're not going outside much anyway.
Yeah.
But it didn't really bum us out or anything. We were exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Costa Rica one time and it rained the whole time. But, there are like these mineral pools and all that stuff. I'm like, that's okay. I'm getting into mineral pools. I don't mind if it's rain.
It's just rain.
We got
did
into-
it dampen your Disney experience?
No, not us, but I mean, she's from like Spain. Like,
Right.
She's all the way out here. And I'm
Were
like,
you wearing like ponchos and all that kind of stuff?
No Because when we went, it wasn't raining, but the rest of the week, she's here the rest of the week.
Oh, okay,
so it's
got
going to be raining on
Did
them.
you talk to her in Spanish or English?
Come on. She's asking us in Spanish, so yeah.
Okay,
Spanish.
because isn't it different from Mexican Spanish?
It is.
It is.
How much
Don't
different?
they say
Yeah, they use the they kind of say with the lisp. The Z.
like an example?
Esperanza.
Esperanza.
There you go.
It's basically the same words.
Yeah, but except the Z, the Z, they say it with a lisp.
Okay.
Yeah, with a lift.
Yeah.
What's that, fool?
Sounds like I'm lifting.
Yeah, I always think about that when I'm in the Bahamas when tourists come there and it's raining all week, and like torrential downpours.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
bad
bad
for the
luck.
tourists.
Bad
Yeah.
luck.
Fire Festival.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bobcat.
All right, guys.
Oh, Amanda's got
yes.
something.
So this morning, Greg and I. Sorry, Greg, I'm putting your personal info
business
out
out
there.
there?
Yes,
That's nothing
we
new for
were
the show.
having a discussion about dating,
Okay.
and I have come to realize that Greg is one of those people that moves from one relationship to the next. Like, cannot.
I have a friend like that.
cannot be
Yeah.
alone.
Got it.
My question to you is that okay? Is the moving on and not taking time for yourself, not being able to be alone, is that a problem? Is there
Being-
like a mental problem there?
Being a male slut?
Mental problem.
Oh,
It's not
Michael,
that.
jeez.
It's not
Stop.
that. You're jumping to that
Jumping from
conclusion.
relation to
I think it's a
relationship.
compliment.
Would that make you a serial monogamist?
Possibly, but no, because they're not long relationships. I take
And why are they not long, Greg?
well because they don't work out for whatever reason. And one of my friends is listening and wrote ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
So but are you actually looking?
So I mean,
By the way, he's
No, but he'll claim, oh, I'm not. I don't want a relationship. But I'm like, yeah, but you're going from relationship
Right.
to relationship to relationship.
He's looking for
Yeah.
a good time. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean they're like month to month.
Are you
long.
sowing your wild oats?
I'm having a
You're
good
a
time. I don't
commitment
know what you
phobe.
want me to say. But either way, like if it was a long relationship, after the 5-year relationship, I waited a year.
What's your longest
Almost.
relationship since the 5-year relationship?
2 months.
2 months.
It was a year and a half ago.
What kind of
It's
woman
not
are
like
you
it was
looking
a really
for?
long time.
What are her qualities are you looking
Well,
for?
according to Ireland, it has to have a lot of money.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we're looking for
But
an
besides
heiress.
that, what else does she need?
I sent him a perfect girl, Gracie Hunt. You know who that is?
No, who's she?
She's the daughter of the
Oh,
guy who
yeah,
owns
yeah.
the Chiefs.
Yeah, Lamar Hunt, Clark Hunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super cute.
Yes.
Single.
Yep.
And Greg, just what you're looking for.
Apparently, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Move
but
to Kansas City. You got a shot.
You know, or tell her to move here. All those girls want to be in Hollywood
By the
anyway.
way, Ireland, while you were out, at some point, Bergman said to me he's not looking for an heiress anymore.
it's not Tuesday today, Mace.
Oh,
Too
okay.
late.
Well, yeah, no, I
Mace
know. I am
already
not looking for an heiress. I do
Mace
want
already
to
said
spend
the
time with
you're
somebody.
not looking
There
for
you
an
go.
heiress.
There you are.
He's
There you
looking
are.
for love now.
in
well,
all
that's
the
a
wrong
mistake.
places.
Yeah.
Does
Love
she,
will keep us together.
besides money, does she have to be blonde, redhead, brunette, what?
He doesn't discriminate at all.
You don't discriminate. Just money. That's it.
Yeah, that's what he needs. He needs a sugar mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what, Greg. I think you just haven't met her yet.
Exactly. And also, the woman that you were sending me pictures of,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, send Gracie Hunt to you. Yeah, I'm sure.
No,
would.
the other one.
You're okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
What
All
about
right.
Mallory Edens, the
That's
Milwaukee
even better.
Bucks?
But there's this rumor that her and Aaron Rodgers are running around.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think they used to be buddies. I don't know if they still.
What
are.
about one of Clay's exes?
Yeah, but they don't have the money though.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're looking for guys with
just
money.
go to Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Is that it, Greg?
Yes, that is it.
Does
We're
Amanda have another one?
No,
It's
that was
No,
her.
I'm done.
That
I'm
was
good.
her
I only get one.
contribution.
That was
Yeah.
her. That was her one.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about your dating life, Amanda? Update us on that.
Oh,
What's the
God.
latest?
It's break time,
It's
Michael.
called non-existent.
Non-existent.
I like being alone.
Really?
Yes,
I don't
do.
mind it, Amanda. Lisa's in Vegas for
That's
3
sad.
days, and I'm like, and puts me in
That's
charge
sad?
of everything.
How many quilts have you knitted?
I don't knit.
Oh my God!
How many cats do you have?
Years of- how many barns have you raised?
Cats.
Amanda, you're too beautiful to be alone. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but I like being alone.
Do you just
Some
not
people like
men?
being alone, Michael. We
I
gotta go to
love
break.
men. I spend a lot
No.
of time with men. A lot of
Are
time.
you're not going to turn into a crazy cat lady, though, are you?
Oh, never.
No, Amanda, I actually see your side of this. I think one of the reasons Lisa and I work is because I'm gone half the year. By the
Yeah.
way, that's true with you and Julie.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Julie probably can't
But
wait for
Michael,
you to go
your
on a road
idea
trip.
that someone cannot be complete unless they are with somebody
Yeah, it's
is
kinda
a very
lonely.
antiquated
I mean,
idea.
it's Thanksgiving. She's sitting at home alone
I'm
drinking
not
a can can of Budweiser.
She was with her family.
Yeah, I have family. I have really good friends, and I have really good male friends.
You take
too,
the
that I spend
leftovers
time
home,
with.
and when you walk in the door, you bust out crying because you're alone.
No,
you are really misjudging this situation.
Michael is under the impression, and always has been, that anyone who is not coupled off is miserable.
Yeah.
And I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, so I know single people who are like totally fine.
The grass
It's all a
isn't
facade.
greener on the other side,
It's
Michael.
all a facade. When the doors close, when they're in their apartments alone, their basement apartment alone.
What
with
about
the-
single
with
men?
the-
Is this
with the
what
heat turned
single?
off?
Hey, is this what single men are doing too? They're sitting at
Oh,
home
heck yeah.
crying alone.
Heck yeah, it's
okay.
lonely,
So
man.
then Bergman goes to his house at night, cries himself to
curls
sleep
up in a
Every
fetal
night,
position,
in the fetal position,
sucking his thumb.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Why? Why
right.
am I alone?
I want to throw something really weird at you next because I read this story about Avatar 2. I guess Avatar 2: The Way of Water. I read this story. It blew my mind, and I've got a challenge for you.
Okay.
Coming up next.
Okay.
Mase in Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me.
Hey, Laker fans, John Ireland here. Have you downloaded the new ESPN LA app? You got to get this thing. It's great. You can get Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, Sedano and Cap, and all of our Lakers talk with Slee right in the palm of your hand.
You're just one tap away from everything Lakers. You could even win Lakers tickets.
React to the Lakers on ESPN LA app.
Download the new ESPN LA app in the App Store or on Google Play.
The cutoff date for Happy New Year?
7th, maybe?
7th?
Today's the 4th. Yeah, past the 7th, it's a little
this weekend,
weird.
This weekend.
So
should
when
be
you
it.
go to the game tonight, you'll say Happy New
Sure.
Year to people.
Yes, I've said it to a few people today.
Yeah. I think Happy New Year's fine.
Hey, this is interesting. Joe Burrow just talked.
Oh, yeah?
And Joe Burrow says, and keep in mind, he was on the team, the other team.
Yeah, sure.
And he says that if you polled his locker room about whether or not they should play this weekend, he says that it would be 50-50. He says he's for it. He would be willing to play and is up for it, but he said the room is mixed. And I have maintained from the beginning that the smart move for the NFL would be to announce right now this weekend's canceled. And while they figure out what's going on with Damar Hamlin.
You acknowledge, though, that they are almost certainly going to play.
I do.
Yeah.
But here's what I would do. I would
Even Buffalo had a practice today.
Yeah, they're all. Well, Sean McVay was on with us earlier, and
Yeah.
he said we're moving full steam ahead. But he said you got to listen to the players. And Joe Burrow says half of the Bengals don't want to play. So
what do you do about the schedule then?
This. A few years ago, they went back to having 2 weeks off between the championship games and the Super Bowl. So you just eliminate that 1 week. You say this weekend everybody gets off. Okay? We'll do week 18 the week after that, and everything gets pushed back a week. And you don't have to change the day of the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You would just have everybody play, and there'd be a week between, and this is the way it was for years.
Right.
There'd be a week between. I just don't think it should be up to the players, don't you think? I mean, the NFL wants to make money and wants to play games and do all that stuff, but if the players don't want to play, can you make them?
Well, Buffalo. What if? Well, it seems like Buffalo's players wants to play, right? Because they were back in practice.
Right.
Yeah, they're
going to be the
practice
team most
today,
effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Burrow said that he doesn't see a way you can make the Buffalo-Cincinnati game up.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do. I was thinking, well, could you call it a tie? But that screws up the standings. Cincinnati, had
They should just take a vote as team and say, okay, guys, we want to play, or do we accept the number 2 seed and number 3 seed, and let's move on.
Yeah,
just take
I
a
think
vote.
you have to.
Yeah.
That's the best outcome if they don't want to mess with the whole schedule and trying to reschedule and find a window for them to play.
And he
just
gave the
take a
right
vote.
answer. Here's his exact answer. They said, do you think you should play Buffalo? Do you think you should make the game up? And Burrow said, quote, I think that would be tough, just scheduling-wise. Whatever Buffalo would want to do is what we want to do.
Right,
We're behind
right.
them 100%.
Right.
And right now, Buffalo's the number 2 seed.
Correct.
Cincinnati's
Kansas
3.
City's number 1. Cincinnati's number 3. Buffalo's number 2.
Well, if I was on the team, I'd say, listen, guy, I would suggest, why don't we just put it to a vote and let's just cancel the game. It's over with. We're the number 2 seed. You guys are the number 3 seed. Everybody agree with it? Show of hands.
That's the one team that I think should have that option is the Bills, right?
Well, it affects Cincinnati, too.
It affected Cincinnati,
They can have home field advantage until they have to go to Kansas City.
Right. But I don't think – I actually suspect that we are going to see that game.
Yeah.
But how?
It'll be at some point on a Thursday night or on a Monday night or on a – it's. I think it's going to happen.
After Week 18.
After Week 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then because the following week is when the wild card games
Wild
start.
card games, exactly. Now, neither Buffalo or Cincinnati will be in a wild card game.
They both have
right?
a bye? Number 3 seed have a bye? I don't think so.
No, 3 seed doesn't have a bye.
One seed gets a bye. That's
it.
One seed,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it'll be confusing. I don't know if you can make that game up or not.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just take a vote and just say we'll accept the number 2 and number 3 seed and let's move on. You can still,
and not play the rest of the season?
No, they still got one more game to play, but
Yeah.
that game is done. Because they still have one game to play, right? Both teams?
Yeah, one game.
And let's see what happens in that game, and whatever happens, that's how the schedule
And
ends up.
for the standings, you just call that game a tie?
Or it's just no contest, and that's whoever wins. Buffalo, Cincinnati, whoever wins on Sunday, if they both win, then they're number 2, number 3. And, of course, if Kansas City wins, they stay at number 1.
Right. Kansas City can clinch the 1 with the win.
Yeah.
And there's not that much difference, I guess, between the 2 and the 3.
Right.
You would get a home game in
Yeah.
the scenario. Yeah, it's possible that it could matter. But, yeah, I just have never suspected that it's the friggin' NFL. I never suspected that they would cancel a week of games or postpone a week of games.
Michael, Chris Camello, one of our listeners, says, if MT is so obsessed with matchmaking and seeing people pair off, he should take over for Chuck Woolery or Bob Eubanks and be the next host of the dating game.
What about Roger Lodge and do what was
Blind
his
Date?
show?
Blind Date? I love that show.
Well, I don't know if Roger would be ready to give that up.
Yeah.
Roger's still on the air, but Roger loves Michael, so that he might.
Okay, so I want to throw this out there. This is, by the way, I've seen now 2 3-hour movies this year.
Oh, you didn't sit through Avatar, did you?
I did go see Avatar.
Wasn't the special effects amazing?
All right,
They were amazing.
Wait, you didn't see it?
No, I'd watch it on TV.
The technology behind it is just
all right,
amazing.
Honest answer, though.
Yeah.
How many times you go to the bathroom?
Once.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
I did look at my watch a couple of times,
Yeah,
but
I'm checking my phone
it's
if I'm
so
there for 3
cool
hours.
to look at. The other one I saw was Babylon.
I heard that is not good.
I absolutely loved it. I have also heard it is not good, and I can tell you that it is.
Is that Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie?
Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, yeah. And I think it's a fantastic movie about old Hollywood. So I'm reading about Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. And
it's like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something,
correct.
right? Yeah.
And so in order to shoot certain things, James Cameron wanted his actors to be actually underwater to make it look realistic. And so they had to hold their breath.
For like 4 minutes.
Supposedly, Kate Winslet held her breath for 7 minutes.
Really?
Sigourney Weaver held her breath for 5 minutes.
I don't think I could do it for more than 3.
You couldn't do it for 3 minutes.
Can't do
No
it for
way.
3.
You couldn't do that.
You can't do it for
Are
3.
you crazy?
You're
all the
nuts.
drugs, all the over-the-counter drugs you take.
You want to bet?
No, I can be. I definitely can hold my breath better than you.
All right, do it
No,
now.
but I just think I can
Let's
hold
time
my
it
breath
now.
for 3 minutes.
Can we time it now?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. But I mean, you can kind of fake it if you just hold your breath.
No.
Underwater is different.
Underwater's different, but right now, could you really think you can hold your breath for 3 minutes? I think that's ridiculous.
You want me to try? Well, let's do it around a commercial break.
Okay, you got to hold your nose tight, and you got to keep your mouth closed.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I will. I can hold my breath longer than you for sure.
3 minutes.
Oh, I just don't. I don't know. I don't think I can hold my breath that long, but I think I can hold it for 3 minutes.
You know how long 3 minutes is?
That is such a long time.
Okay, let's see if I can do it.
Like in my best.
Wait, how long do you think you can go?
I can get into the twos.
Really?
I think I can get into the twos.
Then it's not that much fun.
No, but 3 minutes just cold without no.
But aren't your lungs damaged from all the weed you smoke?
No, it's not. I don't smoke.
Well,
yeah, he takes edibles.
I take edibles now.
That's easier.
I'm easier on my voice. Bergman, how long do you think he can hold his breath for 3 minutes? No.
3 minutes? No, I don't think so.
No.
But it's also, you have to be underwater. I mean, holding your nose.
I agree with you, Greg. Underwater is like a legitimate test.
Right. This is not a legitimate test.
And by the way, underwater, I was a lifeguard when I was younger. Underwater, you can hold your breath and let little bubbles out.
Yeah, that's how
let
you do
little
it.
bubbles out is okay.
Yeah. I can do 3 minutes. I had to do 3 minutes to pass my lifeguard test.
Okay.
That's when you were young and in shape.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Tell you what, we're going to go to break, and John and I are both going to hold our breath,
Well,
and
wait,
let's
I
see
think
how
we
long.
got to do it underwater. We got to do it.
No. Let's do it right now.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but that's fine.
We'll have to get a clamp to hold
I
Mason's nose.
do it. It's just...
Yeah, underwater is a whole different animal.
F it. I don't care. Mason, Ireland, 710 ES.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPN LA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPN LA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPN LA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
One to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sedano and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
Okay, I just did kind of screwing around.
Yep.
And I got to 155
That's
before
good.
I ejected.
Yeah.
Michael made me laugh once in the middle.
So he was
that
turning
didn't
blue.
help.
He was starting to turn. He looked like one of them Avatar characters. He was turning blue.
Yeah, I think underwater 3 minutes is doable because underwater you can pace it. Like you can.
How can you pace it different underwater
Well,
than
you got to
can?
suck in the air and then
Right, you just
slowly let it out.
and then very slowly let it out.
Before you take one big
You know,
gasp.
Oh, I see.
But that's still 3
But
minutes.
you're allowed to let it go out.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
Right,
You
that's
just
what I'm
stand
saying.
underwater.
Underwater is easier than what you were suggesting.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, underwater is a different animal.
155 is nothing, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
do you believe Kate Winslet actually did it for 7 minutes?
No.
I don't either.
No
I
way.
think that's like movie folklore.
All right, next time I'm in a water situation, I'm going to try it.
That's like those guys in the Pacific who dive down without.
What do they call that? Deep diving?
Deep sea diving. What do you call it? Free diving.
Free diving, that's it.
I mean, they hold their breath
Those
for like
guys
15.
are unbelievable. Yeah, they hold their breath
minutes.
forever.
Okay, so we mentioned that Joe Burrow just talked. Let's listen to Burrow, and then based on what he says, decide whether or not you think the NFL is going to play this weekend. He was primarily asked about what it was like on Monday. We got 2 clips, right, Jorge? All right, we got a long one and a short one. Play the long one first.
What's it been like for the team for you after Monday?
Oh man, a lot of emotions. Obviously, very, very scary. Not a lot of clarity, a lot of rumors, a lot of just a lot of stuff going around. So it was very emotional 48 hours. That's not a lot of words you can say about what happened.
Joe, Zach talked about the support he tried to give Sean and the Bills staff, the space he also tried to give them. What kind of support did you try to give Josh Allen and some of the players?
Oh man, it's we tried to do all we could. We went over there and saw him and just tried to give, like you said, give as much support as you can in a situation like that. Nobody wanted to continue to play the game in a situation like that. I know how everybody would be feeling in our locker room if it was one of our guys, and I know how we were feeling, and it was one of their guys. So it was a scary, emotional night.
Zach told us as captains that you guys decided to walk down the hall and ask to speak with the Bills captains. What went into that decision to do that?
Well, one, we wanted to show our support, and 2, at that point there had been no decision made on the game, and we wanted to go over and let them know how we were feeling about playing. We didn't feel like it was, we didn't want to go back out there, and that was the decision that ended up being made. And I know they didn't want to go back out there either, so we just wanted to make sure that they knew that we felt the same way that they did.
Yeah, I think everybody's still pretty raw.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they can play.
The sad thing about this is this kind of thing, tragedy, happens to millions of people every day in this country. People just dropping dead with heart attacks.
Yeah.
But when it happens, when you see it on national TV, it's such a young, athletic specimen.
Yep.
It's just so shocking to see it. Guys, these are the best conditioned athletes, or people in the world. It can happen to someone like Damar Hamlin.
Right.
But yet, we see video. You can go on Google and people just you can see people just collapsing from heart attacks right on in all walks of life. And this happens thousands of times, millions of times around the world.
Right.
But when we see it on TV like that,
those tackles, we've seen this tackle. We probably saw that tackle 200 times this
tackle
weekend.
had nothing to do with it.
No, tackle definitely had something to do with
It
it.
had everything to do with it.
Yeah.
The tackle?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they hit him in the exact spot.
They hit him in the heart.
You think that's so?
Every doctor we've had on.
We had all these doctors on talking about it. It's because he got hit just there when his heart was in. He got hit in exactly the wrong spot at exactly the wrong time.
I'm surprised, frankly, and I know this is a little morbid, that it hasn't happened before.
Yeah. If that's the case.
But, I was thinking about, so you, Michael, have raised, you're the only guy I know. There's other people out there, that have multiple sons. But you raised 3 professional athletes. Your son, Michael, played in the NBA. Clay, obviously, is in the NBA. Trace is playing for the Dodgers. And you and Julie made the decision at a certain point when they were in high school, you're not playing football.
No.
And I think...
Not at the high school level. It's too violent.
Right. Well, and I think for that, what you just said, I think this is going to drive it home for anybody who is on the fence. I think football will always be around. But I think there are a lot of parents who are watching this story saying, I remember I was on the bus. I sit right in front of Trudell. And Trudell's got 3 young boys.
Yeah.
And I said, if they all came to you and said, we really want to play football. And Trudell said, no effing way. Never let them.
I let him. I said, youth football's fine. It's not that physical. They're more tackle, drag you down by the arms. It's not that helmet of the crown of the helmet.
Well, they're
type
teaching
hitting.
kids the rugby tackle and stuff
exactly.
like that.
At that young age, I tell them it's safe because my boys played youth football, and the way they tackle is a lot different from by the time you get to high school. So it's okay. I said, let your boys play football. If they want to, they'll have a great time when they're that young, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. It's a lot of fun. But in high school, if you don't want to be a college football player, and I asked all of my boys, do you want to play in college? They said no. I said, don't play high school football because it's too violent.
Yeah, I don't think if I had a kid, I don't think I'd want him to play football. I think there are a lot of football players who, with their kids, don't want their kids to play football.
Right.
I mean, and this is an extreme and immediate circumstance that we're dealing with now. But you go back and look what happened with Tua this year.
Yep.
With Tua with 3 concussions, or Matthew Stafford with spinal cord contusion, and these injuries are serious, potentially life-altering injuries.
But it's never going to.
Travis and Sliwa had a doctor. I don't know if you can find this, but he talked about how he does this for a living, and he's seen people make full recoveries. And a good example of this is Chris Pronger, the hockey player. This happened to him exactly the same way it happened to Hamlin, and 12 weeks later, Pronger was back on the ice and continued for 12 seasons and made it to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Now, I think most people are assuming Damar Hamlin's never going to play football again.
He shouldn't. If I was my son, I'd tell him not to.
But, Michael, you say he's 24.
Well, he's a smart guy. He's an entrepreneur. Everybody talks about how smart he is. He's got his business partner, Jordan, whatever his name is, his spokesperson. So if he doesn't play football, it sounds like he's a young man who can branch out into other areas of business and be successful.
Here is what Dr. Jonathan Reiner said.
This is a life-threatening event. Almost certainly what happened, Mr. Hamlin, is something called commotio cordis, which is basically a cardiac arrest caused by a sharp blow to the chest at precisely the wrong moment. The heart is governed by electrical impulses, and if the heart is struck at basically the wrong millisecond in the usual cycle of these electrical impulses, it can cause a catastrophic arrhythmia called ventricular fibrillation. And that would take about 6 seconds for the person to pass out. And when you look at the tape, Mr. Hamlin made the tackle. He got hit in the chest. He got hit right over the heart. Got hit in the left side of the chest. That was the blow. He got up 1 to 2 seconds later, and 1 to 2 seconds later he collapsed. And that's how long it takes for you to pass out after your heart fibrillates. The heart beats in a coordinated fashion. When the heart fibrillates, when the ventricle, the big thick pumping chamber of the heart fibrillates, instead of squeezing rhythmically and hard, it quivers. And when the heart muscle quivers, it can't pump blood. And when it can't pump blood, the blood pressure drops to 0. And that takes about 6 seconds. And that's almost exactly the time frame for Mr. Hamlin to go down again.
So there you have a little bit of that. Now here's the doctor I guess you were referring to, John. I cannot see his name, but
Benjamin Abella.
Benjamin Abella, thank you. Here's what he said.
Yeah, so brain function and survival track pretty closely. And what I mean by that is the longer you're down, the less chance of survival. And if you do survive, the more risk of brain injury. So it's really, unfortunately, going to be touch and go. He was down long enough that there is a significant risk of brain injury. Now, that said, I do this work for a living, and I see many patients in his exact situation make full recovery. So it is at least possible. I can't say probable or not. There's so many factors. For example, the quality of CPR has a big role. What his underlying condition may have been that caused the cardiac arrest will play an important role. So there's many factors that we are not yet fully aware of, and I'm sure the physicians in Cincinnati will be forthcoming in the next few days. I will say this, that it will take days. Brain recovery from cardiac arrest is slow. And I suspect we actually may not learn much more today on his condition. Patients are usually comatose. They're usually in an ICU setting. They're often sedated. And the care for the brain after cardiac arrest occurs over several days. One of the key treatments is something known as targeted temperature management, where the brain is actually cooled slightly, and this improves the healing process.
So there you have it.
So the full recovery is obviously what you're hoping for.
Yeah, what you're hoping for.
You
here.
said, Michael, you think that he may not play again by choice.
Yeah, he'll talk that over. God willing, he'll recover fully. And, of course, he'll have a discussion with his family and himself. And he'll make the decision when the time is right. But I'd be surprised if he plays again after something as dramatic as this happens.
If I was Tua, I think I'd walk away.
Oh, that's a tougher one.
Yeah.
That's
concussions. Troy Aikman had like 15 concussions. So does Steve Young when they were playing.
3 concussions in the same year.
Well, yeah, Tua's still young, though. And he hasn't had a second contract yet, which he's capable of getting at least $35 million a year in his next deal. So it'd be hard for him to quit right now. He's got to at least give himself the time to heal in the offseason.
Yeah. I think there's no question that parents take into account the violence in the sport. I saw somebody on CNN last night say the injury, it's 100% chance of injury. 100% chance of injury playing football.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of playing football.
Yeah, some kind
100%
of
chance.
Yeah. But our Mase, this is a quick way to riches and fame for a lot of kids. So for every one kid that says it's too physical, I'm not playing, it'll be 10 willing to take his place.
And I think, look, I think we're at a point now where some jobs are highly dangerous. This is a really dangerous job.
But it's funny.
It's like being an underwater welder. I always wonder who those people are. That seems like a really dangerous
Somebody was
job.
doing a list of the world's most dangerous jobs. The NFL wasn't even in the top 50.
Really?
Wasn't even in the top 50.
Wow.
Loggers, people who climb up on these towers. And
Can you imagine the people that have to, like when an oil fire starts on top of a rig?
Firemen, policemen.
Yeah,
so the NFL's, it's dangerous, it's physical, but it's not even in the top 50 most dangerous jobs.
So 50 most dangerous. The number one is logging workers.
It's logging, exactly.
That,
Yep. And they make 40,000. They make 40,000 a year.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What else is on that list?
A whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, oil derricks.
Yep. Coal miners.
There.
Coal mining.
Roofers.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Garbage collectors. Iron workers.
Yep.
I mean, but you have to put the football in this job.
Boxing's way more dangerous than the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely is. All right, coming back next, it's that thing that John wanted to get to all day long that he hasn't had a chance to yet.
And this is a weird story that just turned again, and we'll have it for you coming up.
Mason in Ireland, 710.
And don't miss a moment on LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Happy New Year, everybody. Show's back together. Ireland's back from the road. Michael Thompson's hanging out today. Shadano and Cappy coming up for you. Super Crosstalk in about 20 minutes and Game of Games in about 10 minutes.
Okay, so this is a story about U.S. soccer.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys have been following this, but the coach is a guy named Greg Berhalter. And obviously they did okay at the World Cup. They advanced to the round of 16 and then they lost. But Berhalter's contract is up on December 31st. So ended on Saturday.
Right.
He has been suspended and put under investigation.
What for?
Because 31 years ago, he had a domestic violence incident with the woman he's now married to.
How old was he?
He was in college. And they worked through it, and now they're married. They have 4 kids. They've been together a long time. Nobody knew about this, but Danielle Reyna, who is the wife of Claudio Reyna, who's a former U.S. team captain, and the mother of Gio Reyna, who was talent-wise one of the best players on the U.S. team, but the coach almost sent him home. They didn't like his attitude. And then the coach, after the tournament was over, was speaking at a summit and said, yeah, we almost sent Gio Reyna home.
No, he did not.
All right.
He said the player home. He never said Gio Reyna. You just kind of assumed who he was talking about.
Right. Well, that way, and
so he never said Gio Reyna.
Okay.
Just to be clear.
Well, Danielle, Gio's mom, was frustrated enough that she just said today that she's the one that went to U.S. Soccer and reported the domestic violence incident. They didn't know about it until she did it. She said she wasn't going to say anything until the coach started jerking around her son.
Right.
So now Berhalter is out under investigation. The assistant has been put in charge. His lead assistant has been put in charge of U.S. Soccer. Who looks worse here? Berhalter, for something he did 31 years ago, or Gio Reyna's mom, Danielle, who dug this up and then presented it to his bosses in an attempt to get back at him for benching her son? What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, domestic violence is completely reprehensible, obviously, and should not be condoned in any way.
But is it condoned if you go on to marry this person and have 4 kids and be married for 31 years?
No more incidences?
None that have been reported, none that anybody knows about.
No.
Yeah. So,
and both of them have come out and made long statements, both Berhalter and his wife, saying, yeah, it happened.
Yep.
We broke up over it. We got back together. He went to my parents, explained what happened.
Yep.
My parents were okay with it. I obviously fell back in love with them. We got married. We've had this great marriage. We're still married. We have 4 kids. But U.S. Soccer didn't know about it until Danielle Reyna dug it up.
Right. Yeah, I think that is really garbage that it was dug up.
I think that if someone has worked past their issues,
yes,
and it was 31 years ago. Now, if this was one of those incidents where it was 31 years ago and, you know, a Roman Polanski situation where, you know, this assault happened and statute of limitations is run out,
Yep.
and that's a different animal. But these people worked through whatever issues they had.
Right.
And have been together for 30-plus years and have 4 kids. I think Danielle Reyna comes off incredibly bad here.
I agree.
Petty?
Yeah, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Petty, be like if Steve Kerr benched Clay and you or Julie went and dug something up about his personal life and dumped it on him.
I got something on that. Just kidding.
I was going to say, what?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously he was. I heard he was 18 years of age when he hit her, and obviously, like Mase says, you don't do that anyway. I don't care how mad you get out of it. You don't do that.
What age are none of that stuff?
Right. That's just stupid for any man to hit a woman like that just because you're arguing with her. But since it happened,
by the way, it happened in the fall of 1991.
Yeah, and hopefully he's never put his hands on her in that way again. And if he hasn't, and they work through their issues, they're married, they're happily married, good family. Yeah, I mean, you got to let him keep his job.
Here's a little bit of Berhalter's statement. In the fall of 91, I met my soulmate. I had just turned 18, was a freshman in college when I met Rosalind, that's his wife, for the first time. There was a familiar feeling when we spoke. Rosalind was and is an amazing woman, determined. fun to be around, and we connected immediately. It felt like we'd known each other for years. We've been dating for 4 months when an incident happened between us that would shape the future of our relationship. One night, out drinking at a local bar, Rosalind and I had a heated argument that continued outside. It became physical, and I kicked her in the legs.
Mm-hmm.
There are no excuses, zero excuses for my actions that night. It was a shameful moment, one I regret to this day. I immediately apologized, but understandably, she wanted nothing to do with me. I told my parents, family, friends what happened because I wanted to take full responsibility. While the authorities were never involved, I voluntarily sought out counseling, and to this day, that type of behavior has never been repeated. If you want to change the coach because you didn't win the World Cup, that's one thing. This is a bad way to go about firing
How about
him.
this one? Dana White, you know who he is, right?
Yes, I do.
UFC.
Yeah.
You know, his after one of his fighters beat up his girlfriend, he immediately fired him. A promising fighter too. And Dana said at the time, anybody who hits a woman has no place in UFC, and you will be fired immediately.
Right.
Did you see the video that just came out with Dana White and his wife?
I did.
So what should Dana White do now?
But he's the head of himself?
He's the head of UFC.
But he's certainly setting the bar as he did.
He said anybody who hits a
needs
woman
to, at the very least, step away from.
Now, his wife slapped him first, and he slapped her back. And his wife said, well, it was my fault. She took it as her fault. But still, even if your wife slaps you, don't hit her back. I mean, how it's not going to hurt you, okay? But anyway.
I'm with Mase. I think Dana White should voluntarily take a leave.
Yeah, because he said anytime you hit a woman, you're done with UFC.
Yeah, I think he absolutely should take a leave.
He hasn't resigned yet, so he's being a hypocrite?
Yeah, I just pulled up the story. He has not resigned yet.
Or if you have a deal, like ESPN has a deal with him, does ESPN say, hey, look, you can stay on, but we're not going to do business with you anymore?
Right.
You don't know if his
No,
partners...
ESPN not going to do that. UFC is too profitable for ESPN.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it as we learned with this Damar Hamlin story, there are instances in sports where money isn't the answer.
But I'm just thinking on a Dana White, you got to step up and be a man and do what you did to your fighters.
Yeah.
Be a man. Say, well, I quit then. I did what I said was not tolerant, so I have to resign.
I don't think that's the end of the Dana White story.
No, that's not the
Well,
end
we haven't
of
heard
the
anything
Dana
else
White
about
story.
it since then, right? It's not in the news anymore.
The Dana White's...
it's like they're burying it because it's Dana White.
You think so?
It's
'Cause
interesting.
there are a lot of stories about
By
it.
the way, similar parallels here. Dana White and his wife have been married
A
20
long
plus
time, right?
years.
Yes.
And she's begging, said, please, she's saying it's her fault that she hit him first. But so what? So what if she hit him first? That couldn't hurt him. The way
Yeah,
she
you
slapped
can always
him.
walk away.
He should really suspend himself for
how
some
long?
period of time.
Just for a period of time, not fire himself and
No.
be done. He
No.
fired that fighter.
Doesn't he own the whole?
He
show?
sold it, but he still runs it.
Oh right,
He
he runs
sold
it
it.
because it's bought.
Well,
yeah.
somebody bought it for $3 billion, and so
He
still,
should be he should be suspended.
I just got
but not fired.
Going back to the Berhalter story, I just got a tweet from one of our listeners that says another twist of the story is that Gio Reyna's father, Claudio, and Berhalter were lifelong friends, played high school together, and on the U.S. men's national team together for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't even be mad at Miss what's her name, Claudia Reyna.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be mad because she's trying to protect her son.
Danielle.
I just said she's just trying to protect her son, sticking up for her son. So I wouldn't even be mad at her if I was him.
Yeah, but dredging up old garbage.
Yeah, I know. So she was wrong to do it, but
and especially when they had worked through it.
And they had 26 years of marriage.
31
years of marriage. Yeah.
But I'm
interesting. Though. I don't think either one of those stories are over.
No.
I think that we'll get more facts on.
I'm just
both of them.
disappointed Dana White's not firing himself after what he had a strong stance. Don't hit a woman or you're done with UFC.
So, Michael, I got a story for you that's specifically for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something to do with Gilligan's Island?
No. The Tree of Life grew
yes.
in 2022. The California Academy of Sciences has discovered 146 new, never-before-seen plant, animal, and fungi species.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So, they have discovered 44 new lizards, 30 new ants, 14 new flowering plants, 13 starfish, 7 fish, 4 sharks, 3 moths, 2 spiders, 1 toad. all brand new species. Isn't it amazing that somehow after all these years, there's still stuff we don't know about, haven't seen?
I mean, when you think of the Amazon jungle, you think we've known every plant that exists in this country, and just look at that jungle and how many plants are in that place. Of course, or how many birds are in that jungle. They haven't discovered everything in these jungles and stuff. Of course, it doesn't surprise me. This is a huge world. There's parts of the ocean we can't get to. We don't know what's down there. All kind of
the
fish.
Mariana Trench. What's down there?
All kind of fish that we probably haven't seen yet.
Deepest part of the ocean, right? The Mariana Trench.
35,723 feet or something like that.
The theory is that, well, the idea that comes up, and I read a book about it, is that somewhere down there's a megalodon shark, which is this gigantic.
Because there was something that showed up on the radar screen that looked like a shark.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. Yeah,
it
that
could
story of a megalodon.
It could be down there. It doesn't need to come up to the surface.
All right, coming up next, we're going to do some game of games. It is Ireland's game today. Michael is going to play along. We'll do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ES.
On the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mase.
All right, it is the first official game of games for 2023, and it is Ireland's game today. I've got I'm resetting goals this year.
Yeah.
John, I intend to be very good at game of games in 2023.
Well, you've never, ever won a month in the 4 years we've been playing.
Where are the mates?
You've never won a month?
He tied me once.
Yeah, tied once. Yeah.
This is the month.
I'm going to be competitive.
I think Michael and Bergman will be favored.
Oh,
Michael,
great.
because it's an NBA game, I'll have him go last.
Nothing.
But
I should be favored in every game.
yeah, but let's see how you guys do. The Lakers are taking on the Heat tonight at Crypto.com Arena, so I have a quiz. I have a list. Every player on the list has played for either the Lakers, the Heat, or both.
You just made the list.
So that's the game. Your answer is going to be Lakers, Heat, or both.
Lakers, Heat, or both.
All right, here we go. Number one, Eddie Jones. Jorge, Eddie Jones. Lakers, Heat, or both?
Both.
Greg?
Both.
Mace?
Both.
Michael?
As we say in the Bahamas, boat.
Boat. Yeah.
We don't say the TH.
Everybody got it. Eddie Jones on the board. All right. Gary Payton, Greg. Gary Payton.
Gary Payton played for both.
Lakers, Heat, or both? Okay, Mace.
I'm going to go both.
Michael.
Boat.
Jorge. Correct. You guys all have two. All right, Mace, this one is you.
Okay.
Yeah, get in here. You know too much.
You know too much.
All right. And don't help those losers in there. All right, Mace.
Yep.
Lonnie Walker, who now plays for the Lakers, so we know that's at least one possibility. Lonnie Walker,
Lonnie
Lakers,
Walker.
Heat, or both?
I'm going to go Lakers.
Okay, Michael.
Lakers.
Jorge.
Lakers.
Greg.
Lakers.
All right, everybody is 3 for 3. Let's see if we can separate some things here. Jorge. Lamar Odom.
Lakers.
Greg.
Both.
Mase.
Both.
Mike. Okay, it is both. Jorge.
Jorge.
He
How
got
can you not know
traded
that?
for
I don't
Shaq.
know.
Jeez.
When Shaq got traded to the Heat, Odom came back
He's
here.
using the swag
Right.
system, scientific wild ass gas.
swag.
All right, Greg. Glenn Rice.
Glenn Rice, both.
Mace.
Both.
Also, Jorge, can I play with you?
No.
get over here.
Get out.
Both.
Michael.
Both.
Jorge.
Boat.
Okay, everybody's
boat,
got it.
boat,
Jorge, you're the only one who's missed one.
Man.
All right,
And Lamar Odom of all people.
all right, who went first that time? Greg,
did.
you did, right?
I did,
all right,
yeah.
Mace. Brian Shaw.
Both.
Michael.
Both.
Jorge.
Both.
Greg.
Both.
Okay. So far, Jorge is the only one who has missed anything.
And the most obvious one, too.
All right. This one's a little tough.
Okay.
Jorge, back to you.
All right.
Jason Capono out of UCLA. Jason Capono. Lakers, Heat, or both?
Both.
It's a guess. Greg?
I'm going to both.
Mace?
I'll go both.
Michael?
Both.
It's true. He played for both of
Yeah,
them.
I know both. I just
Yeah.
wanted to.
Okay.
I've tried the Mace. I'm
the
trying to be
way-
like,
you
oh,
were
I don't
trying to be,
know.
I'm struggling to get the right
Yes.
answer.
By the way, Jason
Strategy.
Capono, to
Yeah.
this day, the most, no offense to Clay or Steph, the most effortless three-point shooter I've ever seen. He literally, I saw him one time catch a ball from Shaq in Miami, where he caught it on his fingertips. Closeout was coming, he pushed it just with his fingers, and it
And it went in.
Like, that's
Wow.
how good a shooter
Quick
he was.
trigger. All right, 3 left, and then a tiebreaker if we need it.
So far, I think 3 of us are undefeated.
Yeah.
Mace.
All right.
And there's Jorge.
Greg, this one to you.
Okay.
Trevor Ariza.
Trevor Ariza. Did he play in Miami? Lakers.
Okay, Mace.
I'm also going to say Lakers.
Jorge.
Lakers.
Michael.
Both.
The answer is both.
Damn it, Jorge, I was giving you the sign.
What? Can't be cheating over there.
Michael has the lead.
I was giving him, one left wink, yes.
Yeah.
One other wink, no.
Yeah, you're
twice.
the worst possible person to be here right now
Yes.
because this is like I'm basically doing a quiz about your childhood.
Yeah, right.
All right. Who went first that time? Mace?
I did.
Well,
No, I
and
did.
Trevor
Michael
Ariza
has yet to
just
go
played
first.
for them
Michael
like
has to
2
go
years ago.
first. He's winning.
Yeah, but
You
did he
want him
really
to go
play
first?
for them? Or was he
Yeah,
just kind of on
he
the
knows
team?
them all. That's
He's
the
in the
only
roster.
reason.
Then.
So it
Well, Michael knows them all, too.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if Michael knows them all, we have no chance, right?
Well, but you do because there are 2 left and a tiebreaker.
But don't we have Michael
You
go
want
first?
me- you want him to go first?
Yeah,
And you-
make
okay.
him go
You can do a
first,
phone-
and then we
Michael?
got a chance to
How about
do
you
the
do a phone a
opposite.
friend?
Yeah, phone it. Oh, absolutely.
Michael,
Yep.
AC Green,
Both.
Jorge,
Ask a homie. Both.
Greg,
Both.
Mason.
Both.
Okay.
Well, we have no chance to catch him because he knows everything.
Yeah,
Right.
he came when Riley first went over there,
Yeah.
very shortly after.
Okay. Michael.
Yep.
Last one. Matt Barnes.
Both.
Greg.
Both.
Greg's not
No.
playing the game right here.
Yeah.
Jorge.
No, sorry. Oh, yeah. It's
All right.
Lakers only.
Yeah,
Lakers only.
Lakers.
You're
Lakers
done.
only.
First answer.
Lakers.
First answer.
Jorge, what's your answer?
Lakers.
Mace.
Lakers.
The answer is
Lakers!
Never played for the Heat.
Played for the Orlando
This
Magic.
is the last one? That was the last
That was
one?
the last one, which means you
Oh.
knocked yourself out.
Damn
and it's a
it.
Mason-Michael showdown in the
And
tiebreak.
Jorge, you didn't finish last.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so it's a 2-man tiebreak.
All right.
All right, here we
There you
go.
go.
I'll make Michael go first, Mason.
Okay.
I'll give you more of a chance.
Yeah, got it.
Shaquille O'Neal obviously played for both the Lakers and the Heat.
Right.
He played 495 total games for the Lakers. How many games did Shaq play for the Heat? Closest without going over. Michael. Total games Shaq played for the Heat.
Let's say 210.
Mace.
I will say 1.
The correct answer
It is Mace. Mace is going to win this.
is 205.
Mace
Mace
wins
wins
it.
it.
Mace wins it.
discussion. Matt Barnes took you down.
And Shaq had one season at the end where he played 40 games and Riley destroyed him in the press conference at the end of the season.
Well, I knew that wasn't going to work when Jerome, who traveled with Shaq everywhere I go, Riley goes, well, he can go this year, but after that, it's on a year-by-year basis. And I thought,
yeah,
that's not going to end well because Jerome went everywhere that Shaq
Jerome
went.
was there the whole time, though.
Yeah, they worked it out.
So what's up, Shadano?
So now, how
I'm
much
good.
show can you do today? Because you're
I'm
doing
in for an
sidelines
hour.
for the game tonight,
I'm in
right?
for an hour.
Okay.
Cappy literally has one segment he's got to do on his own.
If ESPN was smart, they'd trade you. They'd fire you and hire the sideline girl from the Hornets.
Ooh,
I don't even know who she is.
She's really pretty.
Google her.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
Do you need
but
the
the
white,
Hornets
though?
are,
She's, I think, it's Arabic.
She's Iranian.
Then she's a minority. I'm done.
Do you need?
Wait a minute, you're a minority.
I know, but I'd also be toast. Still.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Do you need me
It's
to
one for one?
Do you need me to come back and fill in with Cappy for that segment?
That 5
Do you
o'clock
think he-
segment? Why do you
think he
want to
needs
do
us?
that?
Do you think he needs us?
I mean, if he can't do
Are you kidding? He's been itching to get his own show for years.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
if somebody would give him a morning show right now, he'd absolutely do it.
Did you
Cappy in the morning?
Did you hear me and Cappy do that show? You were probably traveling.
I was gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a
I
show.
heard-
you and I were both in Philadelphia.
Right.
This is the right man to talk to right here.
I heard about it though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Seeing what's going on in football this year, you have an athletic little son who's going to be an athlete, no question about it. Would you encourage him or let him play high school football and beyond?
That is
More important with your wife.
My wife would not. My wife is terrified because he just grabbed the football within the last month and can throw a spiral
Like
at
Mateo did?
at 4 years old, and throw it well. So she's a little worried, and look, I don't know. I told her what you said. I heard you say this earlier. If he plays in his youth,
youth football's fun.
he's gonna. If he likes it, great. If he doesn't and wants to gravitate to something else, that's
right.
actually better.
Right. Yeah.
But let him play in youth football, flag football, all that stuff.
But if he came to you and said, "I want to play high school football,"
well, we'll deal with that situation in 10 years. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. We'll
Would
see.
you want him to?
I probably not.
Yeah.
But it just depends how good he is, right? Right. If he's that good, then maybe. But if Danny Hernandez, the quarterback guru here in LA, wants to take him on, and he becomes the next Bryce
start
Young,
him now. Start him now.
or DJ Uiagalelei.
Call Steve Clarkson. Get him on with Steve Clarkson.
Nah, Danny Hernandez is the guy, bro.
Is he?
Bryce Young.
We know Steve. Steve's a friend
Bryce
for
Young,
years.
the kid, the Garcia kid who is at Miami now. Who's the other kid he had? Malachi Nelson.
Oh, Malachi Nelson,
USC.
yeah.
So he's got a quarterback
that way.
school.
He's the quarterback guru here in LA.
Wow.
Danny Hernandez.
Took over from Steve.
Yeah, took over from Steve.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he had Bryce Young since he was like in 8th grade.
Bryce Young is great.
Yeah.
Great.
So, but to answer your question, Kelly would absolutely no chance shoot.
I think most moms wouldn't
Yeah.
allow the kids to play. And,
Yeah.
and look, Michael raised 3 professional athletes
Right.
and told them all, no,
Right.
you can't play football.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah. Because they didn't want to play college football, so why play high school
No,
football?
I agree. That's
Yeah.
my point. If
Yeah.
if by the time the Pop Warner stuff is
Right.
over,
Yeah.
if they want to play, then that's the decision that needs to be made. But up until that point, I'm not really all that
Oh, yeah.
worried.
No, Pop Warner football's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
There. Oh, look who's here.
Cappy,
Cappy's
come on
here.
in, man.
Hey, Cap,
Jeez.
can we pull up a chair? and get over
Shadano, can
there?
I interest you in a pair of tickets to the national championship game?
Ooh,
This
nice.
surprised
Are
me.
you selling them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is, and he can't get face right now.
I can't get face.
What?
Yeah, I can't get
At
face.
Well,
SoFi?
because of TCU.
Well, it's because of TCU. No, TCU screwed me over. If that's an Ohio State-Michigan game, I'm selling these things for
Oh my God, a ton.
for a ton.
But even if it's Georgia as a repeat hurts you.
Yes.
Right? So that hurts.
And
It's
then
not
an
the-
off-brand
because-
school
Because
getting to the
remember,
championship game.
had they not won last year, if this would have been the first time they won since '83,
Right.
you'd get a sea of red there for sure.
Right.
It might still be, but it would be, the fervor would be different.
Besides, watching that end of that Ohio State game, weren't you guys mad at Brian Day? Fella.
Ryan Day.
Ryan Day. Ryan, you got to get to the 15,
Get
10-yard
closer.
line.
Get
That
closer.
kid's not going to kick a field goal from 50
Yeah,
yards.
they stopped playing.
Yeah, I
that was
agree.
kind of weird.
Well, they've crushed him, as I'm sure Lindsay would know over
They
there.
have? Struggles, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
What's that called?
Ruggles.
Struggles. My goodness.
Ruggles.
That kick had
Well,
no
he had,
chance.
He had, I know that was terrible. He
Oh,
had
it
one
was
earlier in the game
unbelievable.
from 48, but
Yeah.
that the pressure is completely
Oh,
different. in
You've
that
seen the
scenario.
side-by-side countdowns, too,
Yeah.
where
Oh,
it
the ball
happened
drop.
at exactly the moment the ball dropped.
I had a friend who I worked with. He's an analyst for college football for ESPN, Dustin Fox. We did the Alamo Bowl together on radio, and he was telling me how he won that national championship they stole from Miami in 2002 at the Fiesta Bowl. And I always make fun of him for that because I say you stole it from them. But he was telling me he had a big party.
Right.
And I said, hey, man, sorry about your squad. The next day I texted him, and he's like, man, you're never going to believe it. it happened like right as the ball was going to drop, and everybody was so deflated. There was like 50 people here, and within like
New Year.
within 5
Turned into Sliwa.
he said within 5 minutes the entire party was empty. It was just him and his girlfriend just at his house. Yeah. People were so distraught.
Oh heck yeah!
Did you go to a New Year's Eve party?
No, I did not.
No.
Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
You're not that. I bet you, Cap, he's at a New Year's Eve party, weren't you, Cap?
No, I was watching that Georgia.
Hold on,
You're
hold
watching
on,
the
hold on.
Georgia game.
Now you're good. Now you're in.
Mike.
Jeez,
Yeah.
tough crowd. I can't plug in anywhere, so I can't hear anything.
Yeah. Do you want me
Well,
to
Well,
we're
we're all in
talking.
the room,
Yeah.
so
We're all-
you're
we're all
fine.
speaking.
Yeah, I'll
but I
plug
like
it on the
to-
other side. Go ahead.
I like to hear
Yeah.
you in stereo, John.
Yeah.
You know?
So you had no big
There you go.
out fun night, Cappy, because I count on you for these things.
Yeah, I
Did the Mitchells not do anything for New Year's?
No Mitchell's party. In fact, I was with
The
the Mitchells.
Bensons?
No Bensons, although the Bensons posted today on Twitter that they actually won on cover 5.
Oh wow!
Oh,
You know?
wow.
Yeah.
How do the Jews celebrate New Year's?
The same way as everybody
No,
else.
they have different traditions.
I'm contemplating what you're asking because I
You're
don't
Jewish,
know.
right?
Yeah, I am.
Well,
does he mean like the
write
like
a-
the Jewish New Year, like
Oh,
Shana
right,
Tova?
Jewish.
yeah, you write a Torah or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
that's a whole different deal. That's Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, okay.
That's the New Year's.
Is
That's
that
when
the
we
way you're
celebrate.
supposed to say it? Rosh Hashanah?
Well, I used to say Rosh Hashanah. You know, that was
Rosh
that was-
Hashanah is
that
the
was
way
the
I've
New
always
York way
heard
to
it.
say
Yeah.
it. Rosh
So
Hashanah.
January 1st isn't your New Year.
It is not the New Year of the Hebrew calendar. Correct. Right.
When is that? February or something?
I don't know.
No, it's isn't the
You're
fall.
supposed to know this.
Normally it's
It's
the
in
fall.
Jew
September.
are you?
It's in September.
That's
September,
Larry David.
yeah.
I'm a California Jew.
Okay,
See, when
there
I
you
was
go.
a New York Jew, it was a different kind of Jew,
That's
different
right.
level of Jew.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, Mace, no party New Year's
Right.
Eve. I watched the first game, the first college football playoff game.
Fantastic
TCU.
game.
You know, you guys, I heard you guys saying the same thing, that it's because of TCU being here,
Correct.
that your tickets aren't worth as much. And I'm not sure that I know that to be 100% accurate, because I think of TCU.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a ticket broker friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
ask.
I think of
I'll just text
TCU as being like a rich kid's school. And also
But
TCU.
it's smaller.
But a small
Right, but this is their
alumni
first time
base.
here, dude. This is their first time even getting
But
it.
it's
So
such
how
a
big
small-
is the school?
Not that big.
It's like it's not a big school at all.
But I think of it as being a rich kid. Fly, they're going to go LA? Cool. National championship? We'll never be here again. Let's go. So you're blaming TCU.
I am blaming TCU.
Hey,
Good.
open-ended,
Just lay it
different
out
guy,
there. Find out that
Don't
way.
lead the
Hey,
witness, George.
Jorge, hit the super stage.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Okay, got the answer.
Okay.
That was quick.
Wait, before you give us the answer, because the thing is, did you see the game that Georgia played in, the late game? Obviously, Georgia, Ohio State.
Georgia Ohio State, great game.
Was it me, or did that place look empty and they were in Atlanta?
No, that was I was in Atlanta for that. It was sold out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
it was sold out. Looked on TV. I
Because
was like,
LeBron
oh, looks-
went to the game, and there
Oh.
was a big, how they finally put him in a suite, and he got in. But
Gotcha.
Okay.
It says here, buddy, very simple. TCU, small school.
Wow. Wow.
You're right.
Why do you not believe us when we tell you things?
I'll tell you why.
Oh, here he also says, also, UGA, cheap alumni, he says, won't fly to L.A. Especially after winning last year.
Ask him if he wants to buy Two at Face. Two at Face.
I do think that the Georgia fans are like, we're kind of here a lot, and I don't want to schlep all the way out there, especially right after the New Year. I'm going to make a prediction since I'm on the TCU side now.
Oh, here's another interesting point.
Okay.
Also, it's day one of school for 99% of America.
Yeah.
First day back to school after the winter break.
Your team's in the national championship. Don't let school interfere with your education, man. Come on. You got to be at that game.
I'm going to say SoFi Stadium Monday, all purple. Way more purple than red. TCU fans take over. That's what I think.
Well, apparently Mason's tickets would suggest otherwise.
Yeah. I'm at the point where I just might go to the game.
Oh, God.
What do you mean, oh, God? Why'd you
mean,
say it like that?
Well,
That's
first of all,
going to a national championship game.
First of all,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it like that. Let me tell you why I'm saying it.
Okay.
I feel like you said you bought 4 tickets.
Oh, here's another key.
No, 2 tickets to national championship.
He also says the non-tailgating hurts too.
Non-tailgating is ridiculous.
That is bad. Yeah,
Crazy.
They're not tailgating.
No, it's SoFi.
Why?
It's
No.
ridiculous.
Why? That's half the fun of going to the game.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they're not
Right.
doing
Why
it.
do they
They're
not do
allowing
that?
it. I don't know. I'll text them off and find out.
Ask them off. Tell him he needs.
Yeah, we're
he
all
needs-
texting friends.
He
today.
needs to institute tailgating.
Okay, I will mention that to him in
Yes.
my next.
There you go.
But I have a question.
I mean, you're a season ticket holder.
I know.
Exactly.
You bought the tickets under the assumption that USC was going to be there.
Absolutely
Okay.
did.
So when did you buy these tickets?
I bought the tickets the week leading up to the Pac-12 championship game.
$5,000 for 2 tickets.
Yeah.
Would never do that. And, by the way, I'll have you guys know, you were talking earlier today about Michael Roth, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'm walking in today. I'm walking through the parking lot. I run into Michael.
Yep.
Right.
I say, Michael, Mason and Ireland are just talking about you. He goes, what about? I tell him the story. Taylor Swift or Adele. And he's like, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So the conversation you were having on the air is the exact conversation I had with him off the air. As I
So
was coming
what's
into the
interesting
parking
about
lot.
Michael is, like all the celebrities in LA have his phone number,
Yes.
have his cell phone. So they like if they announced today that Adele was doing 10 shows, Schwarzenegger will text him saying, "I need to take my family to Adele. Take care of me." And Michael said, those 2 artists, Taylor Swift and Adele. He said, you would not believe the list of famous people I've had to say no to.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because everybody comes out of the woodwork.
Well, I mean, Taylor Swift has her own banner at Crypto for 16 sold-out shows. Nobody's ever done 16 sold-out shows at Crypto.
I saw Adele pre-divorce.
Did you see her? Where?
No. Wait, get this. At
Oh.
Magic Castle on a New Year's Eve. Speaking of New Year's Eve.
Wow, you
so
talk about getting in on the
cool.
ground floor.
This was, I want to say, 2016 or 17. And she was whisked into a room that we were in at Magic Castle and sat right in front of me and my wife.
Wow.
And it was her and her ex-husband at the time. But they were whisked in at the end when everybody was already seated and whisked out before everybody got out.
I feel like I know her last husband because I heard her last album.
Right, that's true. But yeah, she was as close to you, closer than you and me because her back was to me.
Yeah, she seems like she'd be really fun to hang out with.
I don't know. I didn't
Seems
get to talk to her.
pretty down to earth.
Oh, yeah?
For a big-time superstar.
By the way, we should do an event at Magic Castle. That would be fun.
You think so?
Oh, my God. I feel like that would be a blast.
It would be fun.
Are Rich still an item?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think so.
I haven't seen her at the
I haven't
games
heard
lately.
anything to the contrary.
I haven't seen her at the games lately.
Yeah.
Did her Vegas show ever
Her
launch?
Vegas show, I think, was going on. We almost went to see her Vegas show, and then the tickets were crazy.
this gets
It was
back
like
to
going to
you.
the national
Do
championship.
you think
game.
Cappy would try to jump on stage at Magic Castle and try to outdo the magician?
Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
And very well could.
I don't know. I don't have a lot of skills when it comes to magician stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like I
But
couldn't.
I
Not
feel like
very
you would think it'd
magician-y.
be easy.
Yeah, like no problem. Like let me cut you in half.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Sure.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Rabbit out of a hat?
Right. No problem.
Yeah.
Dude, $5,000 for 2 tickets. I was listening to this on the way in.
For Taylor Swift?
No, for the game.
Oh.
For the game.
I would have bet.
$5,000
I
for
would have
the
bet a
football
lot
game?
of money
Yeah.
that you would have made a lot of money.
Yeah, no,
on that.
Ireland was like, I'll buy those from you right now.
What
That's
happened?
what he said last
Then I
week.
went on StubHub and looked, and he's fighting to get face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. They're like
Fighting for
$1,800 for
face.
the same tickets. So I find it crazy that
My
you have
section,
these
by the way,
tickets.
is $3,900 a seat.
Your section is $3,900.
The section that I have my tickets in, they're listed at $3,900
On the
a piece.
secondary market.
Right, on the secondary market. Yeah.
And you paid $5.
I paid $5.
$5,000 for 2 tickets.
Yeah, but I mean, he'll get it.
But did you list them?
He might.
Oh, yeah, they're
he
listed.
might
Yeah.
take a little bit of a haircut cap, but he's going to get most of that back.
They're
Get it back.
listed.
Yeah. Put it
Oh.
under face value right now. Put it $500 under face value. You'll get him like that.
Like that.
You'll get $4,000 like that.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a joke?
Losing proposition. Oh,
Right. But
God.
at least
Michael
you'll-
wants to tell a joke.
Okay, then do like 220, 250 under face value for each one.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you lose 500.
I just want you to know that when you, like in my boat where I have 4 kids,
Yeah.
I don't have $5,000 worth of tickets.
Right.
Okay? You
He hate kings.
You know
Yeah.
kids, you got $5,000 in tickets. $5,000's like a nice trip.
I got
You
no,
know?
but the idea of all along was watch USC play, which
Right.
would have been completely worth it, right?
Right.
They were 1 win away from being in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And as for the rest of it, yes, I have no kids, so I do have more money. more disposable income.
Okay.
Yes.
God,
Yes.
discretionary. Yes.
I got
4
a joke
kids,
that,
can't imagine.
I got a joke that
no
Bergman.
Oh, hang on. Michael's been dying to tell us a joke.
I got a joke that Bergman and Cap will get a kick out of this one.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go.
Why? 'Cause-
Sounds like it's about
why,
the Jewish New
why
Year.
them?
Crazy how that
Calls
works out,
everybody.
Cap.
So a Jew, a Hindu, and a lawyer are driving along late at night. The car breaks down.
Mason's so nervous right now.
I just don't want anybody to be canceled.
So a Jew, a Hindu, and a lawyer are driving along late at night on a country road. The car breaks down. They walked and walked but couldn't find anybody awake to help them. So they finally come across a barn and rang the bell. A farmer answered and said, "Can I help you boys?" The lawyer said, "Our car broke down, sir, and can you put us up for the night?" The farmer says, "Well, my place only holds room for 2, so one of you boys going to have to go sleep in the barn." So the Jew says, "My people wandered the desert for 30 years. I'll sleep in the barn in their honor." So he goes to the barn. 30 minutes later, the Jew says, "I cannot sleep in the barn. There's a pig in there, and it's unclean animal, and I can't sleep there."
Yeah.
So the Hindu says, "I tell you what, I'll go."
The voices are the best.
Don't do the voices.
Voices don't.
The Hindu
Don't do
says,
the voices.
"I will go."
No, they're good.
Yeah.
They're accurate.
30 minutes later, the Hindu says, "I am very sorry, but there is a cow in the barn. They are sacred to my people, so that is holy ground, and I cannot sleep there." So the lawyer gets up, muttering, complaining, cussing, all the way to the barn. "I'll go." 30 minutes later, there's a knock on the door. The farmer answered the door, and the pig and the cow are standing there.
It's a lawyer joke.
See, Mace, the pig and the cow didn't want to
It's
sleep
right.
with a
It
lawyer.
didn't want to sleep with a lawyer. Yeah, I got that.
Cap likes it.
You know what I love about it? You know what I love about
The
that joke?
voices.
Is
The
I love
voices
how
are-
uncomfortable Bergman is.
And no, and
Well, you can't do
Sedano
the
and Mace
voices.
were both like,
Oh,
"Oh dear
I'm
God, this is going
I'm
to end badly."
I'm standing
Right.
back.
Sedano's out. Sedano's like, I'm out. I'm not laughing. I'm not giggling. I'm not commenting. Nothing. I'm out.
I
okay?
had the same reaction.
Right. And Mace is like petrified, like, oh no, cancellation is coming. And Bergman has, the management thing, like he can't really be doing this, but it's Michael, so he kind of gets away with it. So I got to kind of let it go.
You don't do the
The only
voices.
person I was worried about is
Why,
him.
now, why are you uncomfortable with the voices?
No, they even got rid of that voice on South Park, didn't they?
Really?
On-
No, on
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Wasn't it Hank Azaria?
Hank Azaria, yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think the reason
The character was a
Hank.
poop.
Yeah, but I think because I'm a big Hank Azaria fan, I think the reason Hank opted out of that was he thought that a Hindu actor should get that part.
Yeah, there you go.
He did.
The only person
Yeah.
who wouldn't like that joke
I
would be
think
Jacob
a
and
Hindu
Ronnie.
actor should have done this joke.
I got to work on that. I like the Jewish voice, though.
yeah, that's also
my
about
people.
right.
No, but hold on. Hypothetically, right? Jamie Foxx comes into the studio this afternoon, and we're all sitting around because Jamie's going over to the game, and he stops by the studio.
Wait, is he actually going to do it?
No, this is hypothetical.
Oh, it's hypothetical.
And Jamie Foxx walks in, and Jamie Foxx does the exact same joke, and he does the exact same voices. Does anybody have a problem with it if Jamie Foxx does it?
Yeah. Or Fluffy.
Yeah, or Fluffy.
Or Fluffy.
Fluffy's
all
funny.
up in
Oh,
his
you-
junt.
Because
Exactly.
they're professional comedians.
So is he.
What about me?
So is
You're
he.
definitely not that.
What do you mean he's not professional?
You're definitely not
this
that.
guy's.
By
how
the way,
many-
Mace, do you want to feel worse potentially about your tickets?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I'm.
How much
I'm
My
your
buddy
broker
says
was?
that if it was Michigan, it would be 3,000 to 5,000 just to get in the door.
And they were so close.
They were so close.
That all you needed was Michigan.
And all they needed.
Well, could you imagine? I mean,
all they needed, that ref just needed to give him that.
That was a
touchdown.
touchdown.
that was a touchdown.
No doubt.
That was
I mean,
a touchdown.
our rules expert on TV called it in 2 seconds. Oh, that's a touchdown.
I
I couldn't believe it.
Look at this. Sam's walking. He's looking right at Michael.
What did I do?
Sam's like, yeah,
Sam's up. Nice working with
Says
you.
it would rival a Super Bowl.
really?
Yeah.
Michigan, Georgia.
If Michigan would have gotten in, it would have rivaled.
God, I wonder what Michigan, Ohio State.
Because Michigan
would have
hasn't
done.
been in
Michigan,
forever.
Ohio State would have been the craziest
Michigan
thing in
hasn't
the world.
been in a national championship game in 25 years.
Well, what's today? Is today Wednesday?
The 4th.
Yeah,
Is
Wednesday.
today Wednesday,
Yeah.
and the game's on Monday.
Correct.
And are there any festivities? Because I know that just driving around LA Live, there's some signage that makes you think like things are happening
They're
downtown.
doing like the same way they do at a Super Bowl, like a fan experience.
Yeah.
They're
Over
doing
the
a
weekend?
fan experience. I don't know if it's at the convention center or if it's out at SoFi, but they're encouraging people to do that. Both TCU fans are going to be there.
I had a friend of mine. Both their kids go to TCU.
Yeah.
They've gone TCU crazy. These people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Manhattan Beach kids that go to TCU.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
TCU
it's
and SMU are like
right,
USC
yes.
in Texas.
It's a rich kid's school, which is why I'm saying I think that this place is going to be
Yeah, but
all
it's
purple.
small.
I don't know how small it is. I have no idea. But anyway, this friend of mine, this couple.
I mean, you're going to not believe my ticket broker friend?
No, I believe your guy. No, I'm just wondering. I don't know how small it is. I have no idea like what the population is of the school. But this friend of mine, they were going skiing. They had a ski trip planned. They were going to Telluride, Colorado. Their 2 kids go to TCU. They went over to Arizona to see. Oh, it's only 11,000.
Yeah.
They went
Yeah,
over to
11,000,
Arizona.
not even.
They went to Arizona to see the Fiesta Bowl, to see TCU play over there.
Yeah.
Right. They canceled their trip to Telluride to go to SoFi this Monday. And I'm like, wow, like these people are seriously committed.
To George's point, if it's only a pool of 11,000 people, actually to your friend's point, if it's only a small school of 11,000 people, there's only so much demand they can.
Yeah, and
they
there
can
are
absorb.
40. The current student population in Michigan is 45,000.
But what about like?
Right.
Think
and then
about all the
multiply that-
alumni.
Multiply that times the alumni, and people who want to go plus 1, plus 2, plus 3.
Let's go TCU. Let's pull the upset, baby. Let's turn that place purple.
Well, at this point, I don't care who wins. I mean, I'd rather the upset.
If I had to
root for
bet
the
it,
upset.
I'd take the points. I'd take the 14
Well,
points.
college football is interesting. It's not at the level of college basketball from a parity standpoint, but it's slowly starting to creep up there, whether it's Tulane, right, or TCU, or we've seen it during the regular season where these random teams can pop a good team.
I think TCU is going to win.
John, you're yawning already? You have a game to do.
That's right.
We have been.
Where's the coffee?
What's the deal? No LeBron?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and
Well,
we
you
have,
can't be sick?
Yeah.
Not what he's always sick when I come to games.
Well, Cap,
He probably
the
knew.
whole plane is sick.
Oh, really?
And we've been on the road. We just ended a stretch.
are you
where
guys
we
sick?
did
I was.
Yeah, Michael.
But I'm
was-
getting over it now.
16 of the last 22 on the road. And they're coming home for these 2 games. We're back out Friday night.
Yeah.
And so I was LeBron has been awesome.
Yeah, it's been
I mean,
crazy.
11 games in a row where he's just been dominant. And
Yeah.
and it's like you really look forward to this job when LeBron's playing like he's playing. So that's why it's such a bummer. I think everybody's been watching all these games we've been playing on the road, and LeBron dominating them. And tonight, national TV, George is doing sidelines.
First home
LeBron
game back,
has been
yeah.
so
Russell
good.
Westbrook show.
And the fact that he's not playing just is a real bummer.
And he loves to play on national television,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he would have played today
And
if he
against
was
the Heat.
fine. Yeah.
And against the Heat.
Yeah, Heat and Cavs, he wants to play.
Yeah.
But the
Well, this sucks.
Clay's game was fantastic.
Oh,
were you
yeah.
able to watch it on the plane?
We were back in our room by the time. they
You
tipped
stayed
off.
over in
We
Charlotte.
stayed in Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you saw
I
it.
saw the whole game.
Yeah,
Whole
what a
game.
great game.
That's amazing.
54.
54. He should have had 64, but because he missed 14 shots.
How about your boy Kevon Looney, though?
Only
Yeah,
Clay
Kevon
could score
Looney, the big
54
finish.
points, and Michael's response to it is
Right.
should have
Should have been 64.
Not that good.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
by
that
the
good.
way, when I interviewed Clay after they won the Western Conference Finals, I sent it to Michael. I said I think he had, is it 8 threes, 9 threes, 10
Something like
threes,
that.
or something like that in that game? Oh, no, he had 7 or 8, and he said, yeah, I should have had 10 or 11.
Right.
So he's his son. He's
Yeah.
absolutely his son.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, you guys have a short show, so we will let. And Cap, at 5 o'clock, it's the Scott Kaplan hour.
For one segment.
30
basically.
minutes, yeah.
Not even, because you got Radio Tinder.
I know.
There
Can't
you
believe,
go.
what are you leaving me for?
I got to go talk to coaches.
He has another job.
What
Yeah.
time?
Side gig.
He's leaving at 5
I'm
o'clock.
leaving at 5 to go talk to the coaches.
I know. What time do you have a scheduled meeting with
I
coaches?
think Darvin Ham is at 5:15.
For 30 minutes, just take calls.
Why
And
don't you just have him call the show?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to
Hey,
work.
I know you have a game at 7, Darvin. Call in at 5.
I'm gonna be listening to the Cappy Experience.
Okay, do it.
For
for that-
15
today
minutes.
at 5
Do it.
o'clock.
for that half hour, just ask guys to call and ask Lindsay out. See how
Oh,
that
Here
goes.
we go again.
Oh my God.
Boy,
You just never let that go, will you?
She ain't having
He's
no
never
part of that
gonna let it
today.
go. By the way, he doesn't let it go with anybody.
I sent Lindsay the greatest crossbow video over the weekend.
Yes,
Oh,
it
I
was
saw that. Yeah.
Terrifying. Though.
Yeah, this guy. Remember that guy at halftime? Where were we?
What's
Charlotte.
that? Charlotte, yeah.
And the guy had a crossbow, and he had a hot girl that would blow balloons in her mouth, and he
he'd
would
shoot
shoot
it?
the
No
balloon
way.
with the
That's
crossbow.
crazy.
So the one I sent Lindsay, he's looking at his phone and
crazy.
shooting the crossbow over his
Oh, no
shoulder.
way.
I'll send it to you guys so you guys can talk about it if you want. It was
Death-defying.
Yeah, and Bergman immediately. What did you tweet me back? This is
nah.
basically death.
Now, let me ask you this. Because, there's a lot of arenas with a lot of different halftime entertainment. Some great and some not so great.
This was spectacular.
Where is the which arena is consistently the best halftime stuff?
Well, it all depends. The
It
worst.
depends on who it is.
Aren't aren't the halftime shows just traveling
They
around?
do
the
travel,
arenas?
but some arenas do better job than
Who's
others.
the lady with the saucers?
Red Panda.
Red Panda.
Oh,
Red
Red
Panda.
Panda's
She's
nuts.
unfortunately lost a step.
Yeah, she has.
Has she
Really?
lost?
Okay.
In what
Okay,
way?
true
Really?
story.
I was in
Michael and I.
Milwaukee for you guys, and she dropped it, right?
Michael and I
Yeah.
have a standing bet.
Yep.
If she gets through the whole routine without dropping a bowl, I have to give Michael $1. But if she drops one, he has to give me $1. You've probably had to pay me the last 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, in Milwaukee, I was there with you guys.
She dropped like 4 of them.
The one halftime act.
Do better, Red Panda.
The one halftime act we're
older,
all.
man.
Be better.
Do better.
There's one halftime act we're all fearful of that we're going to watch a death in front of us. Slottick with the chairs.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
That guy.
He's gonna
Crazy.
fall. Yeah, he's gonna fall. He
Dude,
stacks
he
these
stacks
chairs
like
up
20 chairs
like
in the
30
air.
feet in the air. If,
Yeah,
if he ever slip, he stacks. He stands on his hands on these chairs 30 feet up.
Right.
If
he
he ever
climbs
slips
them and like does like a handstand
stand
on
on
the top.
if he ever slips, Cappy, we're gonna watch his death.
Who's the guy with the dog? That guy's funny. He was on America's Got Talent too.
Yeah, the little dog.
Yeah, the little Chihuahua.
Yeah.
What's he do?
The Chihuahua just
does
tricks with
yeah.
him.
What about the Presto Changeo people? The ones that are
He died.
He
He
died.
passed
Oh
away.
no!
Yeah,
really?
that guy
Rest in
died.
peace. Yeah.
This
Come
is
on.
the.
Come
I
on.
didn't know.
May he rest in peace.
I didn't know the Presto
You didn't
Changeo
know.
guy
You
died.
didn't know.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It
R.I.P.
really was
I'm
a
an
problem.
empathetic person.
It was a big problem for his funeral. They didn't know which outfit to bury him in.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
But
All right. On that note, we're gone. Coming up next for you, Shadano and Cappy. We're back. Oh, actually, no, it's not.
Oh, no.
I know you're pointing me,
Oh.
but that's not.
Oh, 'cause you had
that's
that thing.
not a thing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's not a thing.
All right, cool.
Shadano, Cappy next. Coming up tomorrow, we're back at 1 o'clock. Mase in Ireland.